Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Two-Player Co-op Podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing?
Better than I have ever been or you ever will be.
It's
perfect timing.
Light outside.
It's weird.
I mean, I guess we're starting a little early.
A little early, but it's not going to get dark now till 8:30 or something.
Weird.
But anyways, if this is the first time you're seeing, hearing, or listening to us, this is the Two-Player Co-op Podcast, where just about every week, two brothers get together to tell you everything you need to know about in the world of video games. If you like that, make sure you like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends, family, and everyone in betwixt. If you only follow us on audio services, that's cool as well. Just give us a thumbs up, 5-star review, or whatever your podcast service does. Thank you. If you really like us, you can go to patreon.com/2playercoop, just like our producers, Steve Appleton, Aunt Sue, Vernon Slayton, and Dustin Downs did, as well as our affiliate, James Solar and Sarah Solar.
I'm guessing you get that right about 99% of the time.
What do I do sometimes?
Well, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if you ever do it. But for whatever reason, whenever you get to that point, in my mind, I'm always expecting you to say...
Patreon.com/stores?
Yes. Man, you never do, but for some reason...
No, I did once.
Maybe you did once, but I'm always like expecting it. And when you don't say it, I'm like, wait, what? Oh, yeah, that's Patreon. But
speaking of stores, if you like cool merch, you can go to teespring.com/stores/2playercoop, just like some of you did. We're not going to waste a lot of time with the witty banter and everything because we've got a lot to cover. I don't know what this is going to end up being, obviously, because this is the beginning of the recording, but this might end up being one of our longest podcasts ever, I would assume. There's a lot to talk about. I'm very excited.
Our longest non-live,
non-drunk
podcast.
stream. Yeah, well, stay tuned. But I just want to say to everyone that either just watched the video, liked it. It was our most popular video, I think, since Colin was on. It's funny. By the way, might have another interview coming for you here in the next couple months. Actually, 2 interviews you might be interested in. So watch out for that. We'll let you know when it's coming. But I got confirmation on 2 interviews. I'll just say that. I don't know when they're going to happen because everything's crazy right now. Probably one early July and then the other one maybe August, but we'll see.
3?
I don't know. I got to reach out to him again because I was drunk and annoyed. So, but we might have 3. We might have 3. And maybe Shinobi if he ever writes back. But thank you all for last week.
Yes.
It was a very cathartic opening to the podcast for me last week, for sure. The amount of, like I said, likes, views, thumbs ups, texts, and DMs that I got from people around here basically saying, holy crap, you're saying exactly what happened to us. Not what happened to them, but how they feel.
Yeah.
It felt good to hear that. So thank you all for that. Again, we left Nerd 901 and we had our most popular podcast pretty much ever outside of Colin. So, well, not ever, but in recent memory. So thank you all. It means the world to us. Thank you for being here. Thank you for playing. Thank you for sticking with us. James Harden's playing tonight, by the way.
Really?
So maybe they have a chance, yeah. So that's it. Thank you.
Is that 2-2 now?
Yeah. People are like, oh, if Kevin Durant can't win this, does it hurt his legacy? No, he literally is playing by himself if those 2 dudes are hurt.
Yeah.
I don't want Brooklyn to win, but I've always liked Durant, so whatever. Anyways, Sean.
Yes.
Before we get into the main thing that we've been playing this week, you out of nowhere surprised the hell out of me. Well, you surprised the hell out of me with 2 platinums, but the first one I want to talk about is Castlevania. Is it just Requiem?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah.
How the hell?
So last week, before technical difficulties in life, we were planning on doing a live, I guess not live, but a let's play of Operation Tango. I think we still plan on doing that. I'd still like to. Stuff happened, and we didn't feel like doing it that night, but we were talking, and he was sharing screen, and he just booted up Requiem and started playing Rondo. I don't remember how we got... I don't even know why. I don't know how we got to that point.
I was playing Symphony at first, just so I could see what the gameplay sounded like. Then we did some of Squadrons, and then I was like, well, okay, yeah, we got this working. And then I was like,
That's
what the
right.
heck? Let me just try Rondo because I hadn't played it yet, other than a little bit on my PSP, and that was just the remake version, which I don't like as much.
Yeah. So I got the itch.
I mean, my Vita, not PSP.
To download Requiem a while ago, thinking it was like $10, but it was $20 because it wasn't on sale at the moment. I'm like, I don't need it that bad. So I'm like, next time it's on sale, I'll get it. Lo and behold, Kevin starts playing it. It's on sale for $10. I nabbed it. Next day at work, it's kind of a slow day. I've realized how well remote play works on the PS5 with my iPad. It's great. So I just started playing Rondo. And I just decided, I had never played Rondo before, but I'm like, I really like Symphony of the Night. I wonder if this platinum's, attainable. So I looked up the, trophy guide and whatnot for Rondo. And it was pretty much just beat the game with all the different branching paths. Like, there wasn't a whole lot more to it than that.
Okay.
You have to, save all the people, but it's just knowing, hey, when you get here, make sure you go
Do
that
this.
way.
Yeah.
So Rondo only had maybe, 8 or 10 trophies, something like that. It wasn't too bad. So I got all the trophies for Rondo within, 24 hours probably. Then it was on to Symphony that I hadn't played that in a while. So I started looking up the trophy guide. I'm like, I want to make sure there's nothing missable. Had a bit of a heart attack at one point. I'll get to that later. But in looking at the guide, it mentions, by the way, what will make this a lot easier when you're right at the beginning, for anybody that's familiar with the game, 5-6 screens into the game, you walk into a room, Shaft's there, he goes, I'm going to take your stuff. And then you start from scratch with nothing, like a typical Metroidvania game. When you walk into that room, if you just hold left, you go in and right back out, and you just kind of despawn Shaft, and that's it. And you get to keep all your a la carte
Holy
sword,
crap.
a la carte shield, a la carte mail, whatever it's called. I think the dragon helmet or demon helmet or something like that.
Do you have more HP to start too in Magic?
I don't think it affects your... No.
Okay.
But your defense, through almost the entirety of the non-upside down castle, with the exception of bosses, pretty much every enemy does 1 HP damage.
Okay, I'm gonna play this again now.
Now, I've beaten this game the right way,
Yes.
start to finish, upside down castle and all, 2, maybe 3 times. So it's not, I've earned the right to just kind of coast. But that made things really easy. And this also was basically just, the majority of it was uncover the whole map, right side up and upside down, get both endings, get everything, which you're going to do anyway by uncovering the whole map. Yeah. And then some random stuff, the worst thing was buy the duplicator, which lets you,
I saw that trophy, but I don't even know what that is.
I never used it. I think it's just, it allows you to...
Two of you are fighting or something?
No, it's anything that's consumable, any of the items, the TNT or the whatever. I think it basically makes it... like I said, I never used it, but somehow you can essentially make an infinite number of them. But it doesn't unlock until you beat the game, and it costs 500,000 gold.
Wow.
Which is a lot. There used to be a way... and I don't even know what it was, but there was some kind of cheat you could do in the game to get there really quick. It's been patched out. So the best way to do it, just through playing the game, I got to about 150,000 gold. So you can do the math. I had another 350,000 to go. And the best way to do it, there's one candle that I'm aware of in the game that has a $2,000 money bag drop.
Oh
and
my God.
You run in and you hit it and you grab it and you run off screen and come back and hit it again.
This is what you had to do in Bloodstained, right?
Very similar.
Yeah.
I timed it when I was just running back and forth, round trip, basically into the screen, grab it, off the screen, was about 21 seconds. Through the whole facing backwards and just tapping the dash button so and you can move quicker, it got it down to about 16 seconds round trip. And I'm like, this is annoying having to...
And then you broke your DualSense.
But it took it cut 25% off. It took me about 50 minutes of just
oh my God.
back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. It was annoying, but I got that. One of the trophies was basically complete your bestiary. Kill all the enemies. And the trophy itself, like on PlayStation, reads excludes missable enemies. I'm like, well, that makes me feel better. But when I killed all the enemies, when I got to like the end of the game where I'm like, I just got to fight Dracula, it hadn't popped yet. I'm like, let me go, because I killed every enemy I came across at least once. So I went. You talk to the guy in the library that sells you stuff, and that's where you can check the enemy list. And I had 2, question marks at the end, which were Shaft and Dracula.
Oh.
And then there was one in the middle. I'm like, okay, well, I know I haven't gotten those 2 yet because I haven't finished the game.
Yeah.
What is this other one? And it was Mudman. And I started looking into it, and it's an enemy that can be spawned by a boss in the beginning, right side up castle.
Okay.
And I'm like, that sounds missable to me. But people were talking online. They're like, no, if you need this to get the trophy. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I'm like, by that point, I'm like, I've come this far. I'll start a new game.
Play through it again. Yeah.
Blast through, 2 or 3 hours to get to that boss, whatever. Anyways, I eventually found somebody that said, look, despite what people are saying, you don't need Mudman. It'll populate without it. Sure enough, when I fought Shaft and Dracula, it popped, so that made me feel better. And once I got that trophy, I'm like, okay, that was the only thing that was really standing in my way. There's some things where it's like, get this weapon, but it's a rare drop from this enemy. So you had to do the thing where you go on the screen, kill it, nope, go off, come back, kill it, nope, go off, come back, whatever. It wasn't that difficult, to be honest. It was time consuming.
Yeah.
Oh, the Richter one. There was a trophy to kill Shaft as Richter. What? Was it my burp? So when you play as Richter, as far as I can tell, it is just the game.
Okay.
Except you obviously don't fight Richter, But when you get to the end of the right side up castle, you can just teleport to upside down. I hope I'm not spoiling that for anybody. But I don't think there's any power-ups. You have like your normal, you can max out at 99 hearts, like in Castlevania. You just have your normal life bar instead of the hit points. But there's no items to find. You can find like the max life up things, but all it does is fill your health back up. You don't get more HP. But Richter's got like some special, like if you do down, up, jump, I think he does like this like super like, oh, you can like way up in the air. And so you have to use that because you can't turn into a bat and you can't do a bunch of stuff. So there's some weird ways to get around, but you basically make a beeline to get up to the top, to go to the upside down and go right back to where you fight Shaft in the normal game. So I had to look up a guide for that, and it's like, to follow this path, it's the quickest way there. And you can save and stuff just like the normal game. I never died, but that was a little tough. It got a little dicey in some spots, but yeah, it wasn't really that bad. And I feel like Symphony of the Night is something that I owed it to myself to get the platinum for. I don't even care about Rondo. Rondo's just kind of along for the ride. But I kind of wish it was 2 different platinums, but it is what it is.
It's like me with Metal Gear Solid 3. Like I had to get that
basically.
platinum.
Yeah. So, yeah. 2 platinums over the weekend, but we'll touch on the other one in a minute. The other thing that I played, very briefly just to see it, 7 Remake. Now, I barely played any. I just kind of wanted to see what it looked like on PS5.
Right.
It's beautiful. I haven't transferred my save from PS4 yet, whatever.
Did you find the door?
No, I'm not even. Okay. I killed like the first 2 guys you fight when you jump off the train. Yeah. I'm like, that's enough. I looked into the platinum. There's no way. I'm not going to be able to get it. I mean, I don't want to. I may be able to, but I'm just not going to. But on YouTube today, I stumbled across somebody that had posted the video. I don't know if it's the ending to like the DLC. The DLC is purely just what's her name, right? Yuffie. It's not like she gets added into the main line. Okay, so it must just be for the PS5 remake. They just, as like a bonus, they included a different ending.
Oh, interesting.
So spoilers abound. If you're interested, if you haven't even finished it one time to see what the old story, the old ending was, we'll do this when it's safe to come back. But spoilers for the next 5 minutes or so, and giving you some extra time to do it. without recapping everything that happened in the ending that you remember, hopefully you remember, it's kind of similar. So I don't know if this gets tacked on. It must be. It must be. I think it's in addition to what happened before.
Okay.
It's like a post-credit scene or something. So they're walking, outside of Midgar. First of all, which I don't think happened in the original, they mention Calm, which is the first village you go. It's like the next stop.
Oh, okay.
When you leave Midgar in the original, the music that's playing in Calm is playing in the background. I'm just like, oh my God, I love this already. Barrett is full on like Barrett, but like finally coming around Barrett, not early game Barrett.
Not
He's
Jackass,
just he's awesome. So that's all. It's fine. Nothing too groundbreaking happens. But they then cut to Zach, and he's in Midgar. He's outside the church where you meet Aerith. And he's like outside, and he's like, pumping himself up. And he's going over his lines like, hey, long time no see. Hey, how's it going? Whatever. And then he goes in expecting to see Aerith, and it's just there's a bunch of people in the church, and they're all like sobbing and stuff. And then it just cuts to Zach, and he's like, and then fade to black.
Like this isn't supposed to happen.
So I don't know. I believe according to the lore, which I always need to refamiliarize myself, there is one Buster Sword. The sword Cloud has is Zach's sword.
Right.
Yet Zach also has the Buster Sword. Now, if you remember from the original ending, they kind of like pass each other, but they're not
both really there.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's obviously some kind of dual timeline, whatever thing, but so I don't know if Zach is like in the original timeline or something, and he's in the Aerith is dead timeline, and maybe that's why everybody's at the church and they're crying and stuff, or what. But I don't know. I was not expecting more information just to come out of this remake.
It's weird that I haven't seen anybody mention anything on Twitter.
Yeah.
I mean, it just came out a few days ago, but still, I feel like there would, like, I can see a Kotaku article, like, ooh, they changed Final Fantasy VII Remake's ending with Intergrade.
Yeah, I had no idea. I just stumbled across and said, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, new ending. And I was like, what? So, yeah, no more spoilers. You're safe now. But yeah, I was not expecting that, and it just makes me feel more confident that there are plans going forward. The fact that they gave us some new information just from like the remake, not the remake of the remake, but the
remaster of the remake.
Yeah, yes. So I feel pretty good that there's still more to come, and they haven't just been like, screw it. You got what you got, and that's enough. So, yeah.
I definitely want to go back and play it again.
That's my next game. I thought about maybe buying Returnal, but I'm like, I swear to God, if I buy this game and I just can't play it, yeah. So I'm like, maybe I'll do Final Fantasy VII Remake again, and then try that. But
I want to play Returnal at some point, but I do want it to drop in price, and I want to know it's fully patched. So.
Yep.
Well, another platinum that Sean got this week. I didn't yet, but I'm going to. I'm pretty sure I'm going to.
Did you beat it?
No.
Okay.
I've just been farting around and like trying to find astrobots, spy bots and stuff like that. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I will say, I think this is the most fun game I've played in I don't know how long.
I do think I've come around. Not that I was ever on the other side, but I was unsure before if I liked it better than 2016. And I do. It's close. I really like 16, but I do think I like this game better. I think you owe it to yourself.
Yeah.
It's not you won't play it and be like, what is that? Where I can't.
It's not like playing a PS2 game, yeah.
Right. I think if you like this game, which apparently you do.
I love this game.
Just play through the original. It's so much fun. But yes, I do think this is better.
The only thing I could say, let me just get these out of the way. A couple little nitpicks that keep it from being like a 10 out of 10 to me is I've had a few weird crashes. I've had crash that I sent Sean a video of where it was like, it just froze. And then I was like, okay, go back to the XMB, whatever it's called. Click on the switcher, click close game, and it's like, okay, closing. And the bar just keeps... I left it for like 15 minutes and just kept closing. So I had to pull the plug it back in. Right after that happened to me, I saw Gary Wood had tweeted. He had the exact same thing happen. I've also had a couple times where I like... One time it froze also when I jumped to hit one of those Blizzard crystals. I'm at 89%, by the way. So I must have missed a couple of regular ones in that world that weren't on the rails.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not worried about that.
Never mind.
I mean, I already did Cordelian and stuff, but I'm going to go back there is what you're saying.
Something will happen where it'll make things easier to go back and do what you missed.
Okay,
I'll say that.
But like I did the jump hammer thing in the crystal, and it was just like, whoa, we didn't expect you to do this. And the screen just went white, and I just saw a rivet there, and I was like, I could move the camera and stuff, but I couldn't move her. And I was like, well, okay, this crashed. I had another time, luckily I was able to get out of it, but I jumped across something. There was like a big glass pillar with like red stuff inside of it. And to get over to it, I did a jump dash thing. And when I dashed, somehow I clipped inside of it. And I was like, and all of a sudden it like zooms in and I just see like ears like this. And I'm like, whoa. And I kept jumping around. And I finally like dashed to get back out of there or something. I was like, oh my God. I think it was right after that it crashed actually when I hit the crystal thing.
So I never had it just crash, but have you been to
I didn't actually have it crash. Actually, I had one crash. I've had 3 or 4 freezes.
Have you been to the place where it's like wide open and you're Ratchet and it's almost Horizon Zero Dawn-ish?
Yeah, I've beaten
the archives.
I've beaten the... yes.
Okay, so you got the rocket shoes or whatever they're called. Whatever.
Yeah. Oh, I've beaten the first final boss. And then they go into the portal... And then she's like, well, I got to go back to this planet to do something. That's what I'm doing now.
Okay. So when I was doing the little rocket shoes at one point, I don't remember exactly what happened, but I was riding them. I'd gone L2, and just get up to full speed, whatever. And I don't know if I crashed or I jumped and I didn't make a jump. But anyways, I somehow ended up basically inside of like some rock formation and could not get out. And this is when I don't know if I was going for Spy Bots or the bears. I was going for some kind of collectible.
I think I've only found one frickin' bear.
I think I had found 2 on my own. I had to go back and get them all. That is a trophy, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
But anyways, I'm like, I think I had just gotten something. A bear, a Spy Bot, something. And I'm like, I have to quit. But it's like, you will lose everything since you last saved. I'm like, am I going to lose whatever I just collected? Like, I don't know that it's saved since then.
Right.
So I quit and I checked. And as far as I could tell, I still had it. So I'm like, okay. My main issue, I think maybe something like that happened twice. But there's at least that one time. The other thing, this game, and I noticed it during when I had to go back. I missed one crystal that I had to go back and hit. This game, there's a little bit of it, I think, in 2016 too. It doesn't really seem like it's very friendly when it comes to revisiting old places. Because when you're there the first time, the story kind of guides you through it.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's like,
I don't know how
I'm looking at the map. I'm like, I got to get over there. I don't remember how I got there before.
Yeah, is there a beetle here I can ride?
Exactly.
Or is there like a bouncy thing? Yeah.
So I've had issues with that, especially in the first crystal place where you can go between. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know. I hit some crystals, and I'm like, okay. And then I eventually got to where I was like, okay, I can see it. I need to get over there. But I think there's like lava. There's something that kills you. Yeah. But I'm like, I've got my rocket shoes. I think I can get up to full speed.
I've tried that so many times.
Double jump and glide and dash and whatever and try to make it. And I almost made it, but I landed on this little rock off of the main formation. And I was like, well, I can't get right up there, whatever. So I just jumped in the lava, thinking it was going to put me back where I started.
Oh no, you started.
It kept putting me. No, it kept putting me right on that rock where there was no.
Really?
I wasn't like frozen, but I'm like, I can't. There's nowhere else I can get to safely from here. So again, I had to, options, exit game, and again, it was after I had collected whatever I was there for, and I was able to keep what I got.
Okay.
But that happened a few times where I'm just like, this having to go back and revisit places is not fun. I'm sure some places it's fine, but there are other places where I'm like, I don't remember how to get around.
Yeah.
And once I go somewhere, it's not always easy to get back, and that's probably my only complaint about this game.
Yeah.
But
I hear all that. The only thing that was annoying for me was those freezes. But that's all the bad stuff out of the way. Like I said, this is the most fun game I've played in years. It's probably the most fun I've had playing a game since 7 Remake last year. I was like in awe of that game. Like, I love Resident Evil Village, but it wasn't just pure fun. This game to me is just pure, unadulterated fun, and I freaking love it. I love the accessibility options. I can turn on my lock on, although that gets annoying sometimes because it'll just like, if you shoot and then you stop,
did that.
And then you stop shooting, I'm like, why are you still targeting this person when I'm just running? And then I would have to swing my hammer to get it to unlock, and I'm like, I just need to turn this off. The weapons are amazing. I love that you start off with the pixel gun, the pixelator, whatever the hell it's called. The first time I shot somebody with that, I was like, how is this real?
So was that some kind of like pre-order bonus or something?
Do you not have it?
No, I have it.
Okay.
But when I was looking at the trophies, there's one trophy that you need. There's 2 technically that you have to get in New Game Plus. You have to.
What are they?
One is you have to upgrade this weapon. So you can upgrade up to level 5.
Right.
And I think you have to max out the upgrade tree thing or whatever. But in New Game Plus, you can go, and I'd forgotten, this was in the first one too, I just forgot about it. You can buy the Omega versions of all the weapons, and they're usually just like an extra feature. Not just more powerful, it's like it changes the gun a little bit. Your shield gun.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even remember what it's called.
The Void
Repulsor, I think. And in the Omega version is called the Void. I can't remember. But anyways, what that does when you get the new one, when you're holding the shield up, any projectiles that hit you, you kind of absorb. And when you shoot the weapon, they come back out too, and not just your shield.
Okay.
So one of the trophies is kill, I think, 10 enemies with their own
shield.
projectiles.
Oh, okay. Well, that's easy, yeah.
The other thing, you can't get all the weapons until New Game Plus because there's this one weapon called the Bouncer that doesn't unlock until New Game Plus. But everything I read online was you also can't get the Pixelator until New Game Plus. But you've got it, and I got it. So I don't know why we both have it, but everything I read online, everything I saw online was like, once you get to New Game Plus, you can buy the Pixelator and the Bouncer, I think it's called. But okay, so it's not just me. You had the Pixelator too. Okay.
Oh, and by the way, I did go digital after what happened with Village.
Yeah, I did too. I think I'm on that
nervous.
train now.
Yeah. You talked about the rocket boots. The magnet magnet boots are so cool.
So that was a big thing in the first one.
Oh, really?
They're not used very much in
this
one.
It's just Rivet to go from here to there when she's like in space. I don't think Ratchet ever used it that I've seen.
Yeah, maybe it was all Rivet. But yeah, that's a much bigger part of the first one.
Glitch, you get this cool little computer, like AI companion thing that goes into computers to get rid of viruses, and there's actual viruses in there. I was like, oh, I'm fighting COVID in here. Those sections are cool. It reminded me of Watch Dogs 2 with the spider bot and stuff. There's puzzle sections where you play as Clank in another dimension. Those are super cool. There was a couple that I had to go, okay, wait, now let me see if this.
To me, the hardest part about those was once you've got all the orbs,
then you can
pretty
figure it out,
simple.
But finding the orbs.
Getting them all, yeah.
Yeah.
What's funny, that reminded me a lot of, I can't remember what, the Cloister of Trials in Final Fantasy X. It wasn't all like the Lemmings stuff, but it was like, you find this orb, and you find it here, but if you go put it in this one where you found that one, it'll blow up the wall, which will unlock this other orb, and then you can take that and put it over there, and it brought me back to Final Fantasy X.
Oh, it's like also like Immortals with the blue ball challenges. Yeah. Here's one thing I don't remember. And again, I didn't play 2016 except for maybe an hour or two. Both times I tried to play it. I don't know why I fell off, but I want to go back.
Yes.
Has Nefarious always been a robot?
I don't remember much about him. I think so.
Okay.
But when I think back to... I know he was the bad guy in 2016, but I don't really...
I, for some reason, thought
I
he was
remember
an
a
alien.
different part of the story of 2016.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really remember much about him. It's not really a game. So that's the other thing. Ratchet and Clank is not really a game I care too much about the story in.
No.
It's just fun. But there's some cool story elements to this. Like Rivet's arm, and there's some other things that it's like, oh wow, okay, cool.
I'm interested to see how it's all going to end up with Ratchet and Rivet, and the Dimensionator and all this stuff. I'm very interested to see that, which I never thought I would have said about this game. But yeah, the story's actually pretty good for just a fun ass shoot 'em up game, platform action, whatever thing. This game is the prettiest game I think I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing on the performance RT mode. So 60 frames with ray tracing, but it's only 1080p.
See, I think I did. What did I do? I think I did the one that's 60 frames. I think I did it without ray tracing. I don't remember. What are the options?
It's fidelity, which is 4K 30, I think, and then there's performance, which is just 60 frames per second and like 2K. Or there's Performance RT, which is 1080p with 60 frames.
Maybe I did
with ray tracing.
I'm like, I know I want 60.
Yeah.
Ray tracing is cool and it's impressive and all. I don't know that. I feel like I'm going to notice 4K more than I'm going to notice ray tracing.
I don't know. There was a couple planets where there's like it's dark, but there's like the moon shining through or something, and there were times when I was just like, I can't believe the lighting in this.
Yeah.
And it was just awe-inspiring. The jungle planet, the first time I got there, I was like, oh my... When you find the beetles that you got to ride and stuff like that, I was like, this is amazing. The enemies in this are awesome. I've died a few times, but I never felt... And I ran out of ammo once when I was on top of the archives, or trying to get to the top of the archives, before I realized I could just bounce to get up to the top to fight another wave of enemies and keep going. When you've just got the ships that are flying around, and they're just flying, but I thought I had to kill them to advance, I went through all my ammo, and I was like, well, crap. And then I saw the bouncy thing. I was like, maybe I can jump up. Boom, okay, more enemies. Now I've got like one bomb and nothing.
Well, so what's funny is I didn't realize until, and that's what I get for not looking up the trophies, there was no trophy like there was in the first one to max out all your weapons.
Yeah.
So I spent the whole game I got that one maxed out. I should probably stop using it and start using this one instead to max it out. I didn't have to do that.
No.
I spent so much time using weapons that I hated just because I thought there was a trophy for it.
I used the plasma pistol, whatever it's called, the shotgun thing, the enforcer, the first bomb you get, and then I go back and forth between the lightning rod, whatever it's called, gun, and the big Shinku Hadouken gun. Yep. I go back and forth between those, and I'm just maining those. And I think I've upgraded 3 of them all the way so far. And I forget I've even got Raritanium. Like whenever I go to see Mrs. Robot, I'm just like, what else can I buy? Because I know I got to buy everything. Even if I don't care about these guns, fine, buy it. Let's keep going. Yeah. And I forget I can upgrade sometimes, but I think I've upgraded 3 of them fully. The bosses in this are awesome. The mini bosses are awesome. The Grunthor, the big dinosaur thing, is awesome. These giant robot sentinel mini bosses are crazy. There's a big robot worm boss I was like,
that thing's awesome.
I can't believe I'm doing this. There's a moment when you go see the Fixer that reminded me very much of God of War 3. Yep. That's all I'll say.
I think that was when...
I think that was in the trailer, but...
I was already really digging the game. But once I got to that part where like the long like rail grind where you're and he's and you like go right through his hand and stuff, I'm like,
it's like fighting Kronos.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like that was when it was finally like I absolutely love this game.
Yeah. Oh, and one of the other things I love, Sean and I talked about this offline, but if you haven't played it yet, any upgrades or guns or whatever you buy with one character or the other, you share them across both. When I saw that, I was like, oh, thank God I don't have to just start from scratch with no bolts and no guns and stuff. That made me very happy. The voice acting in this is so good. Yep. I love Clank and Rivet and someone else you'll meet. And then I know there's characters from the old games because when he meets him, he's like, "Oh, it's Other Dimension you." And I'm like, "No, I don't remember." I remembered the first guy, the Phantom. I can't remember what his name was. He's like, "Hey, boy."
Yeah, I can't remember what his name was in the original.
I remembered him. There's also a spot where one of your friends basically becomes a Metal Gear.
Yeah.
And I was like, when I saw that, I was like, oh, because I thought it was just going to sacrifice itself. And it's like, no, I'm a freaking Metal Gear, basically. And it was amazing. What else? Oh, yeah, there's the flying section that I texted you. Reminds me of Panzer Dragoon.
Yep.
Spoiler, I mean, a story thing I wrote down here that I'm not going to talk about. Well, like you said, there's stuff with Rivet's arm and everything. I had forgotten in the trailers. I don't think I ever noticed that she had a robot arm. I
had noticed it, but I had totally forgotten about it. And then when I saw her in the game, I'm like, oh, yeah. I had totally forgotten, though.
I like her hammer a lot better than Ratchet's wrench. Ratchet's ratchet.
Yeah?
I just like it just feels like it hits harder or something.
I feel like it's identical, but...
Well, I mean, it is. I guess I just like the aesthetic of it or something, seeing that giant head of the hammer swinging and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what your time was? Oh, it doesn't track your time. You need to sign up for PS Time Tracker. I need to send you how to do that. Because every time I sign off, it's like, okay, in the last you've played, blah, blah, blah. Wait, what does this say?
I mean, James looked my thing up, and he said it took me, I think, 15 hours.
Okay. Huh. That's interesting. IGN just tweeted something. We'll talk about it later. Oh, yeah, but wait, you can go on your PS5 now, remember?
Yeah, well, that's where he looked at it. He was asking me on Twitter, but I couldn't log on because Kira was watching TV.
Gotcha.
He's like, I just went to your profile and looked. It's 15 hours. I'm like, that sounds about right.
I saw that tweet, and then I forgot what I was doing. I think I've played it 4. And I'm kind of taking my time. Like I said, I've kind of been going around and just trying to get as much as I can so far. Almost 9 hours so far. And I mean, I think I could beat it right now, but I'm trying to knock out some more stuff first. But now that I know I can't even get the platinum till New Game Plus, I'm not that worried about waiting to beat it. I can't beat it to get the platinum, but
yeah. You should, if done properly, you should be able to get everything. You should only have 2 trophies left. 2 and the platinum.
Yeah.
When you beat it. Or, once you've beaten it.
So I've done a lot of talking. What do you think?
I love it. I'm torn if it's my game of the year right now or not. It's either that or Resident Evil. Yeah. I'm tempted to say Ratchet, but it's one of those things where I can't be a prisoner of the moment. I think I need to just wait and see. But it's everything I want. It's pretty much just more Ratchet.
Yeah.
The original was more or less perfect. Like there's nothing I could really point to in the original and be like, man, if they just did this, it would be perfect. I can't think of a single thing, but it's still better. They improved on it. Like it's just, I don't know. It's awesome.
Oh, that was one. We didn't even talk about the riffs and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I love, like I was telling Sean, I didn't realize in watching gameplay trailers and stuff, seeing the riffs, not when you go to another dimension, but when you just like warp from here to over there when it turns yellow. I never understood how it works. And when you actually play through it, it's like we were talking, it's just so weird because you feel like
you're pulling the universe to you instead of pulling yourself through it.
Right.
It's weird.
And you just go boom, boom. But you can, at first I was like, I don't know if this is all the riff stuff is. Maybe they overblew it. But then there's times where you are going from like boom to boom to boom to, and even the stuff when you're hitting the crystals and everything just, bloop, like they couldn't do that on PS4. There's no way. This is what I mean when I talk about how I want my PS5 games to be games that could not be done on PS4. James, we're just talking Ratchet.
I understand the big picture. Yeah, it's probably for the best for the community as a whole to have games be able to be played on PS4, even if they're made for PS5, because it doesn't really take away from the experience on PS5. However, this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying I want my current gen games to be games that shouldn't even have been possible on the original. This game would not have worked It couldn't be done on a PS4. There's no way to dumb it down.
No, you would hit a crystal and then you'd be like, spin. Okay.
And then you come out. Yeah, like it wouldn't have been able. It wouldn't be possible.
No, it wouldn't be the same experience at all. I think it's so freaking cool. And James, I know you weren't too high on this game. It's go back and listen to everything we just gushed about, but it lives up to the hype and then some.
Yep.
I'm not going to go so far as like Washington Post did, where they said it's the best exclusive PlayStation game since Bloodborne. That's a little much. I don't know that I would say it's better than Horizon or God of War. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I like it better than Last of Us Part 2. I know that for sure.
Yeah. It's up there.
Yeah. It's awesome. Ratchet is amazing. Go play it if you haven't already. Hopefully by next week, I will have the platinum as well. Sean.
Yes.
We're not here just to talk about Ratchet, though, are we?
We are not.
I just want to say, even though it was a weird E3, and maybe not all the conferences were that great, this made me realize I don't want this to go away. Even if this is just what it is in the future with live stream presentations without people there, and we'll get to that here in a second, I don't want E3 to go away. I've had so much fun, even stuff that sucked, just watching this. It felt like it was E3 again. I didn't feel like I was missing anything without the crowd.
No, I don't care about the crowd. I honestly, all in all, well, we'll cover that later. I don't know that we need E3 anymore. I think even if E3 ceased to exist, I think all these different companies would continue to just have, well, it's June, let's all plan to have our big reveals
nice together. Why couldn't they all just get together and say,
right, we don't
boom,
need
boom, boom.
Yeah.
Xbox, Sony, Nintendo,
like
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, boom.
Exactly, yeah. So like Nintendo, we'll cover in detail later. James, I hope you've finished watching, but not even content-wise, but just production-wise, they nailed it. Here's a game. Here's another game. Here's a game. Game. Here's some information you want to know. Game. I don't understand the point of these hosts and stuff. They just exist to be like, here's another game, and then they show it, and then cut back to them. Wow, that looks cool.
But also,
here's another game. Like, I don't understand the point. Like, just we don't need the host. We don't need E3. Just put some videos out. Look, here's a bunch of games we have coming. That's all I care about.
The funny thing is, I know Greg Miller was the host of E3. I didn't see him one time because I don't watch the E3 app or YouTube channel or Twitch. I just I went to Xbox's channel. I went to Ubisoft's. I went to Capcom's. I went to Nintendo's. Like, I never tuned in to E3.
Yeah.
So it's just so weird that why was Greg Miller even there? I don't know. Nothing against Greg. That alone tells you there's no need. Yeah, I want E3, but I get that we don't need it, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I like the idea of it, the atmosphere. Like it's Nerd Christmas. We know when June hits, we're getting a bunch of announcements. I don't want that to change, but I don't think it needs this E3 banner, umbrella, whatever anymore. Like, I don't think it's necessary. Just all these different companies can just plan out their own, like, hey, here's an hour straight of new game announcements.
Yeah.
And we don't need to cut to a host in between each one just for them to say, wow, that looks so cool. I can't wait for that. Well, here's another game. And then we go right back to it, and we keep cutting back to the host. There's no need for it whatsoever.
The one exception I will say to that, because James says in the chat, credit to Jeff Keighley.
I do love Jeff Keighley.
Because I loved Summer Game Fest. We'll get to that here first. Well, there was some pre-E3 news that I'll run through real quick. Jeff's awesome. I know people give him crap. I don't know why. I absolutely love the guy. I think it's awesome. You can tell he just cares so much about video games and the companies and the developers and everything. And yeah, so, but before we get to the actual E3 stuff, there was some pre-E3 stuff. First off, we found out that Call of Duty would be skipping E3, which was really surprising to me. I guess I assumed they would be on Xbox because Activision doesn't have their own show. They opted out of E3 like Sony. But I just assumed it would be there, but they said they're going to unveil the new Call of Duty later this summer in Warzone. That's the world we live in now. We're a battle royale. can debut a new game. I mean, people watch movies in Fortnite, for crying out loud, so it shouldn't surprise me. But that was it's going to be another World War II shooter. It looks like crossplay. Oh my god, we're only on.
We haven't even gotten to E3 yet.
No, a crossplay beta is coming to Overwatch, so that's great. Battlefield 2042 got their reveal. It is out November 22nd. It is multiplayer only. And it will be $70 on next gen. I don't know.
Pass.
I know people love Battlefield, but when you're in a world with the Apex Legends and the Fortnites and the Call of Duty Warzones that are all free to play, multiplayer, and spoiler alert, Halo's multiplayer is going to be free to play too. I don't know. I know there's people that love their Battlefield, but man, $70 for a multiplayer only game when you can play all these other great multiplayer shooters. I don't know.
Yeah.
Netflix had their Netflix Geeked event where they announced a new Castlevania series. I didn't think we were going to get this announcement this quickly.
I was shocked how quick it came, yeah.
And I also didn't expect it to actually be a Castlevania series. I thought it was going to be a Dracula series or a whatever, or one of the other Vampire Sisters series. But we are getting a Castlevania series based around Richter, Belmont, and Maria Renard, taking place in 1792. And it was hilarious. Never mind. If you haven't watched the show, I won't say what they tweeted. But when they tweeted the announcement about who Richter is, everybody was like, I don't think that's right, because that's like 200 years later, 300 years later. And the showrunner was like, no, they screwed up. Don't worry about it. But I'm so excited for that. I am so excited for that. Splinter Cell is also getting a Netflix series, as well as Far Cry. Splinter Cell is just going to be everything except a video game, I guess. Microsoft also put in an article where they detailed that they're looking into getting an Xbox TV app, which I think we all assumed.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting. They're also looking at new subscription models. They are still looking at acquisitions, and they are already working on new consoles. So while they are very much into the subscription model, the cloud and all this, they're not going to stop making consoles, is what they said. Good to know they're already working on the Series 2, or whatever they're going to call it. Series X squared.
The
Xbox. I know. Wow. As I alluded to earlier, it was also announced that future E3 shows will be a mix of, I said physical and digital. I was thinking video games. There'll be a mix of in-person and digital events, which is good. Everything's starting to open back up now. Smart people are getting vaccinated. Smart people that can get vaccinated, I should say, are getting vaccinated. So it's good to hear. Gearbox had a show, but it sucks, so I'm not even going to go over that. But the one thing I noticed from that, this was during E3, but I just threw it in here. Godfall, the PS5 exclusive banger of a game, is coming to PS4. Oof. To me, that says, well, nobody bought this game. We got to get as much money out of this as we can. Put the visuals down a little bit and just ship it on PS4.
Yep.
James Solar heard that, he said.
Nice.
See, we need a Kickstarter for SM7Bs, so they only pick up our voices. All right, before we get to the actual E3 stuff, E3 unofficially kicked off with Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest Kickoff Live. First game that was up was Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. This game had leaked last week, I think, but it's a new game from Gearbox and 2K coming out in early 2022. It is a Borderlands spin-off, so they're not making Borderlands 4, but it's a high fantasy looter shooter. It's like Borderlands meets Dungeons and Dragons, I guess, is what people were describing it as. I'm not into Borderlands at all, so this didn't do it for me. Voice cast includes, though, Andy Samberg, Will Arnett, Ashley Birch, and I think Wanda Davis. I forgot to write that down. I think was the other one. Do you care about Tiny Tina?
No, I've tried getting into Borderlands. I can't. It's fine, but
next up was Metal Slug Tactics. And if you would have told me we were getting a Metal Slug game in 2021, I would have said, yeah, right. Like a collection, okay. But then if you would have said, actually, no, it's a tactical Metal Slug game, I would have said, what are you smoking? I don't get
tactics
games.
No, I've never been able to grasp them. I remember the first one I bought, I think it was literally just called Final Fantasy Tactics on GBA.
A lot of people were hoping that was going to come back this year.
Well, I remember, I don't know if this was after I played Final Fantasy X or what, but I was like, I'm craving more Final Fantasy. Ooh, Final Fantasy Tactics on the GBA. Yeah, I could go for a portable Final Fantasy game, not really knowing what tactics even meant.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I don't like this at all, and I've never really been able to get into it since.
Oh, James, we're drinking some rye whiskey. I didn't see your comment.
Drinking whiskey and rye.
Sean's not.
I drank before he came here.
Before he came here?
Before I came here.
No, you said before he came here. Whatever. Roll the back. Roll the back. Roll the beautiful bean footage. I will say, though, I'm not going to play that game, but it looked like Metal Slug. It looked like that beautiful pixel art, that beautiful animation. I was like, I'm glad people still know how to make games that look like this.
Yeah, they were definitely faithful to Metal Slug while completely changing the game.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Next up, Jeff Keighley said, "Hello, Kojima-san." And then he went to talk on about how the pandemic has changed his process for making games, and he wants to involve more societal stuff into his next game. He talked about 9/11 for some reason. And then he said, "Okay, well, thanks for being here, Mr. Kojima. I can't wait to see what you're working on." He's like, "Oh, wait, Jeff, one more thing." I think he said, did he say one more thing?
I think so.
And then I could spend an hour on this. Death Stranding Director's Cut was revealed. It wasn't just revealed, though. It was revealed in the most bonkers trailer where I was texting Sean saying, what the hell is happening? Is this really happening? Now, Colin was saying in his E3 recap that he thinks it was actual Metal Gear music. I do not remember that being Metal Gear music. To me, it was just Metal Gear-esque.
Yeah, I would be shocked if it was literally Metal Gear.
But it starts and Sam opens. As soon as you see Sam, Sean's like, Death Stranding 2. I was like, no, there's no way. There's no way. They wouldn't do a sequel to this. I mean, they might, but they shouldn't. And I feel better now. And then, so he walks in, and the music kicks in. That's very Metal Gear-ish music. I don't remember how the order everything played in, but you see a rat. There's an open like air vent that a rat crawls through, just like in Metal Gear. You look down at the enemies and they're pacing around and stuff. Then it does an overhead shot, which is straight up Metal Gear, and you can see where you could sneak through around these, which look like dead bodies or like bodies on gurneys or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's all cold in there, and there's like mold or something, whatever. Again, the music's going and everything. These guys are in these armor that were definitely not in Death Stranding at all. That look like predators, kind of. It's like if Master Chief and the Predator had a baby is what these guys look like. Cuts back to Sam, and he's like, oh, man, how am I going to get out of this? And then he sees a box on the shelf, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Takes the box off. Oranges fall out. Do you know the significance of the oranges, Sean?
Is that Metal Gear Solid 2?
The orange box is what Snake sneaks around. What Snake sneaks around in Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah.
Then he gets in the box, and he just sits there, and the music stops, and it's like, well, all right, I guess this isn't going to work. And he just puts it back, and it's like, okay. And then it says Death Stranding Director's Cut. Rumors are saying, now Jeff said that we're going to get more information in the coming weeks, or I think he said weeks away is what he said. Technically, everything's weeks away. My death at 95 years old is weeks away.
95?
I don't know. Probably, unfortunately. But there are rumors saying that Sony's going to have a big state of play coming in like the next 2 or 3 weeks. So they skipped E3 to do their own thing, and then they have the spotlight. I get it. Colin is now 100% convinced that the Metal Gear remake is happening, and Konami, not that Kojima's doing it, but like Kojima couldn't make this trailer with all these references to Metal Gear if there wasn't some smoothing over between like...
See, but that's where I disagree. It's not like Konami has the copyright on cardboard boxes. I mean, they weren't, to my knowledge, they weren't using literally Metal Gear music.
I don't think they were. Colin said they were,
sounded like
but
Metal Gear. So. It looked like Metal Gear. He got into a box, but like that's all totally fine.
But
I don't think there had to be any kind of agreement for him to do any of that.
Do you think it's more likely that the Death Stranding director's cut is going to have stuff like this, or that a Metal Gear remake that Metal Gear has been licensed to Sony, probably with Blue Point, and that's happening?
I mean, I would say that's more likely.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Or was he just saying, look, all these things are very Metal Gear-like, and then Sam tries to do it, and then he's like, no, that's not going to work. Metal Gear's dead.
And that's what some people are saying.
Yeah.
I've moved on from Metal Gear, but I don't know. Why would you have the rat going to the vent? I mean, Sam can't crawl through that with his big old spacesuit on and stuff, and his 17 boxes on his back. I don't know. I want to believe. I do think Metal Gear Remake's coming. I don't know that... It's like I said before, Metal Gear, I know the Legacy Collection the HD Collection came to Xbox. I get that. Metal Gear Solid 5 was on Xbox. I get that. But when people think Metal Gear, they do think, they think Konami, obviously. They think Kojima, obviously. But they also think Sony.
Right.
Are you mad at your phone?
No, I accidentally deleted an email that I didn't want to. I had to shake it to get it back. Aside from the Metal Gear stuff, I'm very interested to see what the director's cut is. Just think about... Are you going to get it?
Yeah.
Or you're waiting to hear? Okay. You've already decided. Okay.
I'm pretty much going to get it, yeah. God willing, it'll be a free upgrade, but I don't think so because it's a director's cut.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But just think about playing that game. That game was meant to be a PS5 game. When you think of the DualSense and the haptics and everything, are you kidding me? It's going to be like, well, you're falling this way, and then it's harder to push the right trigger, or it's harder to push the left trigger. Or when you're walking, you feel Sam's footsteps and everything, and it vibrates when the BTs get... Like, that game was made for PS5, and I would love to play through it again with all the DualSense capabilities.
Yeah.
What does the director's cut mean? I don't know. Does it really need any more cutscenes? I don't think so. But... we never got like a real like story DLC or something. And also like other people have said this, but when it's your own studio, can you really say you're making a director's cut of your game when it's your studio that you own?
That too.
Sony was still financing it, helping to finance it. They published it and everything, but still, I don't know. To me, that was the best thing. Well, no, I can't say that. The second best thing at Summer Games Fest was that moment.
Yeah.
Then it kind of got into a lull. We'll fly. We're not going to go this in depth on everything because we would be here for like 8 hours. We're only at a little bit less than an hour right now, so we're not doing that bad. Okay. Next up, Jurassic World Evolution 2 was revealed. Oh, this was awesome. Just seeing Goldblum be Goldblum.
I love him. Yeah, he was just full on.
He's like, Geoff? Joff? How do you say? I'm just kidding, Jeff. He was full Goldblum. It was awesome.
I love him.
I never played Jurassic World Evolution, but they look cool, and this one looks cool as well. Then someone named Japanese Breakfast performed a song, and they showed Sable, which is a indie game where you're like in a hovercraft or something. It's out September 23rd. Lost Ark was shown, an MMORPG from Amazon, which means I assume it will get canceled because Amazon's canceled all their games. There's a trailer for Call of Duty Season 4. This is when everything was like, okay, can we just get moving on here? Again, there's something for everybody in these shows, and that's awesome. I'll just leave it at that. We got a trailer for Free Guy, which I can't wait for this movie to finally come out. Ryan Reynolds is amazing. And also he said, I'm here to say I'm not playing the main character in Elden Ring. Like, he gets it, Yeah. Like, I don't feel like that was scripted. It might have been scripted for him, but I feel like he knows. I would just love to hang out with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Free Guy looks awesome. Among Us won't go away. It has a new hide-and-seek mode coming, a new map, and then I wrote, yay. And then Shuhei Yoshida was here, and it's good to see Shuhei every time we get to see him. Chicory is out now. It is a game where you color... It looks really interesting. So he was there to talk about a few indie games with Sony. This is this game where you, like... It seems like you draw stuff, and then that goes into the game. It almost reminded me of, like, Scribblenauts.
Yeah.
Except not like bazooka. And then, this might have been the third thing I liked. I got to remember. I don't remember what all was here. Yeah, this might have been number 3. Did you see this? The Salt and Sanctuary sequel?
Yeah.
Salt and Sacrifice. It's basically 2D Metroidvania, Bloodborne / Souls, Souls game / Elden Ring. and it's coming out in 2022 on PS4 and PS5. Oh my God. What did you think of this? And has online co-op and local co-op.
It did look pretty good. I don't really remember Salt and Sanctuary, but
I remember hearing about it. I don't think I ever knew what it was.
yeah, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, this is awesome. Not to beat a dead horse, I don't know. Now, with this game, yeah, it probably doesn't matter. But we're still making games on the last gen 2 years after the current gen has come out.
Well, but it's just a little indie.
No,
game.
I know.
But yeah,
I get
know.
it.
Trust
That's
me,
what I'm saying.
God
it
of
doesn't
War,
matter for this
God
game.
of War and Horizon
like,
are going to be there 2 years after it comes out. Horizon ain't
that's
coming
true.
out
We
this
already
year.
know. Yeah.
Horizon ain't coming out this year.
Yeah, that's true.
We got information that Solar Ash is coming out this year as well. Then Chivalry 2 was shown. It's like a multiplayer medieval fighting game, whatever. Valorant is getting a new agent. Escape from Tarkov was shown. And I have to say, this trailer just stuck out to me because of how mind-numbingly bland it was. It's just another first-person shooter, and then it's like loud gun noises, and you're.
I literally don't even remember it.
Exactly. 2 Point Campus had already leaked, but it's now official. It's coming out next year. For some reason, Smite is getting a crossover with Stranger Things. What the hell?
The only reason I've heard of Smite is when they had the Ninja Turtles crossover. I think that was last year.
I didn't even know that.
And I had never heard of it before. I'm like, oh, you can play as Ninja Turtles? That's pretty cool. That's the only reason I've ever even heard of it.
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I think it's not an MMO where it's a MOBA or something. I don't know. Prime Matter. Usually you get game announcements here, but we got a publisher announcement of Prime Matter, and they're working on Painkiller, and everybody was like, does anybody miss Painkiller? Like, this is not like they're working on Metal Gear. That was just weird. The Anacrusis was shown, which is a new Xbox and PC exclusive 4-player co-op first-person shooter. That one looked kind of cool.
It looked interesting.
Rocket League is, of course, getting a Fast 9 crossover. Pregnant pause. Blood Hunt Vampire Masquerade multiplayer game. Oh, Blood Hunt, which is a Vampire the Masquerade multiplayer game, is out the year is what I wrote. I think that meant to be this. I was trying to write everything down as it was happening. House of Ashes, which is the new Dark Pictures anthology game, is out October 22nd. Good timing there, but I don't think they've really made a good game since the first one, the Until Dawn. I think that's a pretty doable platinum. And I think we have that on the PS Plus collection. Or it was a PS Plus game. Okay.
Yeah.
Tales of Arise was shown. Do you care?
Nope.
It's out September. If you sorry. Sometimes that happens. Sky, that game company's newest game, is coming over to Switch from mobile on June 29th. That I'm interested in. It's just beautiful, and that game company does cool stuff.
Yeah.
Planet of Lana. I would normally say Lana, but I think someone said it actually is Lana.
Really?
Yeah. Not Lana, just Lana. I said it looks like Inside and Limbo, kind of, and it's out next year. It looks cool. Overwatch 2 is going with 5v5 team-based combat. Okay. And they showed Baptiste and Sombra, I think it was. And they're like, wow, look at the rivets on her outfit. I'm like, why? First off, there shouldn't even be an Overwatch 2. There's never going to be a Minecraft 2. There probably didn't need to be a Destiny 2. You know what I mean? Like some of these games, there's never going to be a Fortnite 2.
Right.
I don't know. Then they showed the Dungeons & Dragons game, which was, James wrote it down here. I can't remember the actual name of it. Dark Alliance. This was the one that was weird. This is the one with Ember Moon and the actor.
See, I was on a work call at this point, but I had it up on the screen. I was like, why is Ember Moon on?
Yeah.
I was so confused, but
Yeah.
okay.
Well, she was saying like the only thing I liked about it, sorry, James, was just that Ember Moon was saying the way the reason she dresses the way she does for her matches and the red contact lenses and stuff. But is she hurt or something?
No, I think she's on. She got
she on
sent
NXT
back to
or
NXT
something?
like Finn did for some reason.
Okay. It's all inspired by D&D, so that's cool. So
cool.
she's a nerd. That's cool.
Oh yeah.
But the actual, whenever they do these fake things with like, I mean, it wasn't fake. They're actually playing, but it's like, oh my God. Like, or when they show like Halo, I don't remember if it was Halo multiplayer, but one of the multiplayer games, they're like, hey, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to follow you. And I'm like,
the fake, like, party chat that they always
No,
put.
it was Forza Horizon 5. That's what it was.
Oh, that's
Spoiler
what it
alert.
was. Yeah. Oh, there's a bunch over here. I'm gonna go drive this way. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go
through
check
this
like,
ravine.
It's just so
like no one does this.
God. Yeah.
Just show like talk about the game and show like the icons over the cars' heads and over the cars' heads over the cars, showing that it's actual people, and just do that. That's all you got to do. What was next? And then Weezer performed, or no? Then there was. Just count how many times I say this in this recap. There was a trailer for Monster Hunter Stories 2. Just because it's 3 or 4 or 5, I'm not sure, but it was ridiculous. And the fact that I don't like Monster Hunter doesn't really help. Then Weezer performed a song that I didn't really care for, and the game was Wave Race or Wave Break. And I was like, no. A game called Endless Dungeon was shown. He had so much going on at this freaking Summer Game Fest thing. Then he had an interview with one of the coolest people alive, Giancarlo Esposito, talking about Far Cry 6, and he was like, Jeff, don't call me a bad guy. And I was like, oh shit, did he go off script? Like, is he pissed at Jeff now? Or is he going to be like,
I'm sure
dictators
he's like
are good?
the sweetest guy ever, but he scares the crap out of me.
I don't know that I've never played a Far Cry. If anybody could get me to play one, it probably is Giancarlo, but October is going to be pretty busy. Well, actually, I don't remember. One game I'm very much looking forward to in October, though. Nier, the character 2B from Nier is coming to Fall Guys. I can't believe people are still playing Fall Guys.
News to me.
And then it was announced that Deviation Games has been formed from former Call of Duty dudes, and they're partnering with PlayStation on a groundbreaking original AAA IP from a team of over 100 developers. They're given the freedom to make something completely new. There's a PS blog post and everything. So it's clear right now Sony's not going to buy any studios. They might buy Bluepoint, but they're going to just keep doing these AAA exclusives with Square Enix. They're going to partner with whatever Jade Raymond's studio was, Haven. They're going to partner with the other one, Fireteam, and they're going to partner with now Deviation. And I think what those studios are going to do, especially because this is former Call of Duty guys and stuff, they're going to give Sony the multiplayer shooter exclusive that they don't have, because Guerrilla's moved on from Killzone. Nobody's going to make a SOCOM game, apparently. Actually, maybe they said it's a new IP. So that's cool. Back for Blood is getting a beta on August 5th. Tunic had a trailer for it, and the demo's on Xbox. And I tweeted Ryan McCaffrey, this game almost makes me want to just buy an Xbox just for it. What do you think?
I'm jealous.
I feel like we've seen this for years at this point, haven't we? Was this like 2017 they showed it or something?
I don't know if it was. I was going to say at least 2, maybe 3 years.
Yeah.
I would say 2018 at the earliest, maybe 2019. Maybe it has been longer than I realized, but
yeah. Very jealous of everybody with an Xbox, although I might end up just buying one anyways. Tribes of Midgard was shown. It's hitting PlayStation and PC. It's a co-op Norse adventure. Looks okay. Then there was the Evil Dead game, which I've just never been into Evil Dead, but it looks like it's going to be hilariously ridiculous and over the top in all the best ways. And then Jeff could barely contain his excitement because he said it's finally time. And we're all like, he wouldn't do this for just like Gears of War 6 or something, I'm like, no. Yeah. And then it was officially Elden Ring time, and it actually has a date. January 21st, 2022, which makes me
there's literally no chance that doesn't move. Like, I think if you said January 22, you're even being a little specific. There's no way it comes out on that day.
I think it's better that at least they didn't say November 15th and then delay it.
I mean, it's at least somewhat reasonable, but
yeah. So at least they're
stupid
saying,
to give an exact date.
At least they're saying it ain't going to be here for the holiday, so just deal with that. Some details here, and then we'll gush over it. Multiplayer for up to 4 people. There is a character creator. It will be From Software's biggest game yet. It will feature a seamless open world, a day-night cycle with dynamic weather, NPCs that can help or hurt you, and it will have smart delivery and a free current-gen upgrade. So it is coming out on PS4, 5, Series S, X, and 1. The story will be more character-focused. There are 6... This is when I get confused, because they say it's a seamless open world. But then there's 6 main areas that are like dungeons. Each of them has a demigod, and you can fight them in any order. So maybe they are just... But then it says there is a hub. There is a hub, but it's a seamless open world. And then there's dungeons in the open world. Obviously, that makes complete sense. I get that.
I mean, maybe you're taking seamless open world too literally. I mean, you could have like a huge open world map, but then there's a separate hub, and that's where you go for like upgrades and like. I mean, it may just be something like that, but.
Also, James said a friend of his kind of worked on Tunic, and that's freaking awesome.
Oh wow.
I think I said a friend of High's.
You did. Okay. I was going to let it slide. But
there are multiple endings. There are optional bosses.
Obviously.
Spirits can now be collected, and they can be equipped like summons. They can be used for assault or decoys or for defense. There is low fall damage to encourage exploration among players. Also, they have a horse that can apparently jump up walls. There is a world map, but the dungeons don't have a map, which is interesting. It makes me think the dungeons maybe aren't that big.
They're probably not too ridiculous.
There's a crafting system, and they say the game will take around 30 hours, quote, without too many side trips. Sean, you are the From guy. From guy. I mean, I beat Demon Souls. I didn't platinum it. I didn't beat Bloodborne, but I loved it. Clearly, we're never going to get that 60 frames per second patch, so let's all just move on from that. What's your hype level for Elden Ring? 2022 is going to be stupid.
Yeah. I'm very much looking forward to it, especially loving Game of Thrones, even the last season that everybody just, you got to be cool so you can hate it. I love Game of Thrones, so you give me like Bloodborne and Demon Souls, but with George R.R. Martin like crafting the world, like I'm totally in. It looks beautiful. 30 hours seems about what it should be. I'm glad they're not saying it's 10. I'm glad it's not 100.
Yeah.
Like it seems about right. I can't wait.
This game is going to kick my ass, and I can't wait.
Yep.
Like I feel like, and we've kind of agreed that Demon Souls was kind of easy. Relatively.
I don't know if I'd say it was easy,
compared
but it was
to other From games.
It was very much
I still can't believe you haven't played Sekiro.
Baby's first. So and it was the first. I mean, it was the first.
The
but
Pokemon of Souls games.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see. I mean, nobody even knows what to expect of this game, but I'm curious to see how you handle it.
Yeah, me too. Especially when it's not a game that you could still look up guides for Demon Souls from 12 years ago, and it's still the same basic structure: where to go, where to find this, how to fight these bosses, yada yada. I don't know how I'm going to handle this, but I can't wait to try.
It's going to be fun.
Jeff also announced that the Game Awards will be in person this year, so that's awesome. Good for Jeff. What did you think overall of Summer Game Fest, Sean?
There was a lot.
It was almost too much, kind of like the Game Awards is too much.
Yeah, like I don't really care about 90% of it. I'm glad to finally see Elden Ring. Other than that, I'm struggling. Maybe Salt and Sacrifice. I don't know what
it's Death Stranding and Salt and Sacrifice for me.
Yeah, like, and it's a ways down after Elden Ring for what I cared about second most. But I'm sure a lot of people. There's probably a lot of stuff in here that a lot of people liked. I don't really care about a majority of it, but I'm happy to finally see Elden Ring.
I'm so happy it's actually still happening, and it's a real game. And also, once they're done with this, then they can give us Bloodborne 2. Yeah. I really liked it overall. It did seem like it dragged a lot. It was like after Kojima, it just kind of, and it's not just because I'm a Kojima fan. I think everybody, no matter what you thought about Death Stranding, that trailer had you going, what the hell is happening? And after that, it was kind of like, I don't need to hear about Among Us and Fall Guys costumes and, stuff like that. But
yeah,
overall, I love Jeff and I love the show. Also, it was announced right after Summer Game Fest on Day of the Devs that Axiom Verge 2 is officially coming to PS4 and PS5. Although he did say, Tom Happ, that it seems like the PS5 version might not be ready at launch because he wants to take advantage of the in-game hint stuff, which is kind of cool. But I'm like, if it doesn't drop, I'm probably just going to say the hell with it and play the PS4
Yeah, there's
version.
not going to be any different. Like,
I'm not going to platinum that game, And I'm pretty sure I can find my way around the world easy enough. Like, I don't know that I need the in-game hints.
I've
and
never
it's not
used
like,
the funtivities or
Yeah.
anything. Like, I don't know. Yeah, if it's PS4 day one and PS5 even a week, there's no need to get this game on PS5. There's literally no need for it.
now, it might do like 120 frames per second, but I can't do that on my TV. What?
I mean, maybe.
No, I'm saying like Cyber
Seems a
Shadow.
little-
Cyber Shadow, the PS5 version, could do 120 frames.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, my TV's only 60, so I don't need more than 60. But I could see
Yeah.
something like that along with the funtivities. Thank you for saying that, by the way. Also, they announced in the PlayStation blog post, and thank God this is coming to PlayStation. I didn't want to play this on Switch. No offense to the Switch. We're going to gush about it here in a little bit. Don't worry. But I want to play this on my PlayStation.
Yes.
With the DualSense. So I'm very happy. But in the PlayStation blog post, Tom Happ also detailed how they don't have difficulty settings, but in the settings, you can change how much damage you take and how much damage you give out. So you can make it as hard as you want or as easy as you want. You can do like, I don't take any damage and I give lots of damage, and that'll make the game basically
one hit
baby
kill
mode.
to everything.
But one of the other interesting things he said is that some people fell off of the first Axiom Verge because they would get to a boss that was tough, and they'd be like, I can't beat this gigantic 5-story tall thing. I'm done. So now apparently, and I'm really interested to see how this is going to happen in the game. I cannot wait for this freaking game. Let me just say that. But the bosses are now optional.
Can you just like summon Nabbit?
That's
or
what I
something?
wonder. Like,
just like, it just
is
seems
there
so
like a
weird.
door?
Yeah.
I'm not going to skip any of the bosses. I don't care how tough they are. If I'm
No,
going to beat
what's
this
the
game,
point? Yeah.
Otherwise it's like, why do you have any enemies? Why don't you just
Right.
walk from the
Just
beginning
walk-
to the
yeah,
end?
exactly.
I get it for like whatever. I get accessibility options, and I think they're great. This one's just not for me. It also does sound like we've seen trailers and stuff, but they also talk in there that the combat's going to be more melee focused, which I like. That's it for Summer Game Fest, Sean.
Moving on.
James, I did not watch the Tribeca Games Spotlight. James says, from the Summer Game Fest, his 4 games that stuck out to him are Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance, Far Cry 6, Evil Dead, and Tunic. I said Eagle Dead. Oh, now there's a zombie eagle. No, the eagle that fights zombies.
Zombie eagle. But then that's
Zombie
like a beagle.
Dead. Zombie Eagle Dead. Yeah, a zombie beagle eagle.
Pokey the Pactopus.
All right. Next up, Ubisoft. Rainbow Six Quarantine is now officially Rainbow Six Extraction. It is out September 16th, and it's a full $60 full $60 game. Am I crazy, or is Rainbow Six Siege free to play now? I'm pretty
maybe.
sure it is. I think this is more PvE, not PvP, and it's like 3 versus aliens or whatever. I don't know about this. This is like weird for a Tom Clancy game to have aliens or whatever the hell these things are.
Zombiegles.
Zombiegles.
I just want classic Rainbow Six. That's what I want.
It's Siege.
Really?
Look it up on your PlayStation app. See if it is free. Because if it is, you should just like do crossplay with Noah so he can just smoke you. I think he still plays that. Obviously, some people are going to like this game. It's not for me. But it's out September. I don't think a lot of people thought it was going to be coming that soon, but it is. So that's cool. Rocksmith is coming back as Rocksmith Plus. If you're not familiar with Rocksmith, it's a quote-unquote video game. I wouldn't even call it a video game. It's really a guitar training tool where you can take a
$40.
40? Okay, never mind. Don't play it then. I could have sworn it went free to play. Where you can plug in, you can get an adapter to plug in basically.
Oh, wait, here you go. No, this one, I don't know what I was looking at the deluxe before. Rainbow
Okay.
Six Siege, PS4, free.
Download it.
Well, I'll add it to the library.
Just it might be fun for you to check out.
Yeah.
So yeah, you plug in any electric guitar pretty much via USB into your PlayStation or Xbox or PC, and you learn how to play guitar, like real guitar, not Guitar Hero.
Didn't this exist? Maybe not literally Rocksmith.
No, Rocksmith did. Yes.
Oh, so it was Rocksmith. Okay. I'm like,
think it was
this
like-
happened before, and I'm not talking Guitar Hero.
right.
But so that was just Rocksmith.
Yes, but now it was like 2014 or 15, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But now they're bringing it back, and they're calling it Plus. It's just going to be a service that'll probably live forever.
Yeah.
So they'll never have to be Rocksmith Band +2, whatever. The Tribeca Festival had 12 minutes. Harold Halibut and Kenna. God, I cannot wait for Kenna to come out. That's August. Riders Republic finally has a release date. It's coming out September 2nd. This is their, outdoor extreme sports multiplayer. Everybody plays together and snow. Just bring back. Oh, wasn't it you that either you texted me this or you tweeted it? Just give me SSX. Or
that was
somebody else
a late addition to my predictions that didn't happen.
Okay. Well, you can play Riders Republic. And then Just Dance 2022 is out November 4th. Yay. No more Wii. I think last year it was still on the Wii.
That's ridiculous.
Are you going to go Just Dance? The one that we had was the best one.
I don't understand. I mean, I'm a pretty terrible dancer. But I feel like even I could just take the things and just sit on the couch and just be like,
But you got to have
I can't
rhythm.
imagine it actually. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I've got rhythm.
I got rhythm. I got kids.
But, like, I can't imagine, if I do this.
Solar will play with you if it has
that.
cross. Wait, why if it has crossplay? You both have PlayStations. What are you talking about,
Play
James?
what?
Siege.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't care about Just Dance.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, we got sidetracked. It doesn't matter. It was announced that Discovery Tour is coming for free this fall to Ass Creed Valhalla. This is like what they did with Odyssey. Yeah, with Odyssey, not Origins. Where I think it's like basically like just walk around, learn about stuff. I think it's super cool that they do this.
Yeah, I like it.
To me, it should be in VR also because that would be amazing. They also did announce that Ass Creed Valhalla. I never know how to say that word.
Valhalla.
Yeah.
Valhalla.
Or Valhalla or Valhalla.
Valhalla.
Some coffee talk.
Some coffee talk.
Valhalla. I think I say Valhalla, which makes no... Shouldn't it?
It should either be Valhalla or Valhalla.
I think it depends on if you're from Boston or New York with some coffee talk. Anyways, it's going to be supported for a second year. Then another Far Cry 6. Oh, let's see who has more trailers, Far Cry 6 or Monster Hunter Stories.
Well, this is 2 for Far Cry, 1 for Monster Hunter so far.
So they did the DLC trailer. This is already leaked, but the DLC will allow you to play as it's their villain DLC. You can play as Vaz, Pagan Min, or Joseph Seed. And then this leaked right before their show, but shout out to James Solar getting this one correct. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope is out 2022. I heard some people saying that this trailer looks like it's on the Switch Pro. I'm like, this looks like Mario and Rabbids to me. It didn't look that much different.
I don't think it looked any different to me. But
what do you think? You tried Mario and Rabbids.
I couldn't really get into it. I don't know. I don't think it's for me. But I'm glad. I mean, a lot of people are very excited for this, so I'm happy for them. But
no, James, he did play it. He just didn't stick with it.
Oh, I played it. I couldn't.
Like, I've never played XCOM and stuff. I just don't have the brain.
I never played any of those.
I don't have the brain to play these kind of games.
Yeah.
Again, I would have rather had it be Mario plus Sonic, but obviously then it wouldn't be a Ubisoft game, like I said last week. So that's awesome. People are super stoked about that.
Stoked.
And then they closed the show with a new Splinter Cell. No, they closed it with Beyond Good and Evil 2. They closed it with freaking Avatar. I think I knew they were working on an Avatar game, but I think I put it out of my mind. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora was officially unveiled, coming out 2022. I wrote only current gen, but then I heard other people saying it is last gen. But the trailer ended saying PS5 and Series X and S. So that's why I was confused. What is so funny?
Yeah.
What did I say?
I don't know if it's related to your whole... what are we doing?
What are we doing? Oh, no.
But you
what
say
did I
you're 2022.
I said 2020. Now I'm going to say it every time.
It's not
coming out in 2022. Oh,
it's very... Is that just 2022? It's 2022.
Just a little coffee talk. It is going to be first-person open world with a standalone story where you do play as someone of the Na'vi. They're making it in collaboration with Disney. Yeah, no kidding. Otherwise, they couldn't make it. I will say about this game, it reminds me of Avatar the movie, which makes sense.
Which it should.
What I mean is, looks really pretty, but I don't know what else is there.
Yeah, I don't think I care. It looks good. I just don't think I care.
Yeah, James, Avatar looks cool. I don't, but when I say it looks cool, I mean it looks cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I feel like it's going to be like it's a Ubisoft game. It's going to be Far Cry Avatar.
Probably. Yeah.
First person action, kind of first person shooter-ish / first person action game. I don't know what happened there. But like
first person action game.
So yeah, it's not for me. But yeah, they didn't. So Ubisoft, what did you think overall? We did get no Splinter Cell, like I said. They weren't even going to say the words.
Sadly, it's about what I expected.
But no Beyond Good and Evil 2. I don't care about Beyond Good and Evil 1 or 2. The fact that, again, when they revealed this thing like 2 years ago and they're like, we're working on Beyond Good and Evil 2. By the way, we want you guys to send us some designs, what we should put in the game. And everybody's like, you want to just steal our art to put in a game? Like, do you even know what game you're making? What did you think overall of Ubisoft? I was very disappointed.
I wasn't. I mean, it's hard to say I was disappointed when it was pretty much what I would have expected.
Yeah, I liked Immortals. What does that have to do with anything? Immortals was awesome. I did it again.
Awesome.
Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't really. It's whatever. I wouldn't say I was disappointed because I wasn't really expecting much.
I'm disappointed because no matter what, I'm always like, this has to be the year for a Splinter Cell game. And the funny thing about this, I'm pretty sure I've said this in the past, like, I just want a Splinter Cell game so bad because I assume Metal Gear is dead. However, now it's not. Just wait. But I've literally never played a Splinter Cell game for 1 second. And it's like, yes, it's stealth action, but what I love so much about Metal Gear is the stealth action combined with the Kojima craziness and the lore and the world, whereas this is just a stealth military thing. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know why I want it so bad, but I do.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh yeah. Oh, because I was bashing Ubisoft. That's why he said you liked. I loved Immortals. Probably never going to get Immortals 2. That sucks. What?
You just made a weird noise.
I think I've got cotton mouth and I'm running out of water. I've only got this much left and we've still got like 3 pages of the rundown. All right. Next up. The first heavy hitter of E3, Xbox and Bethesda. And I do hate for them that this leaked like 20 minutes before their show started.
Yeah.
Starfield kicks off the show. It is officially an Xbox exclusive and PC game. And it's out. Its release date makes me so happy. It is 11/11/22. Now, you know me.
See, you said that normal. You just said 22.
You gotta stop burping. Oh my god, it's like burgers. It's like burgers.
It's tacos.
It's not
tacos.
Well, it's beef. I guess that's why. But you know, I like me some good dates. And 11/11/22 is cool because 11 plus 11 is
22.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It is obviously coming to Game Pass day one. There will be a custom character creator. It's similar in structure to Skyrim. They're basically saying it's Skyrim in space. And they've also said it's a Han Solo simulator, which I don't know about that. There's lots of different factions in the game. It takes place hundreds of years in the future. They're focusing on a world that feels lived in. They're building it on their brand new Creation Engine 2, which maybe means it won't be a janky piece of crap like every other Bethesda game is. Sorry. And the game will allow you to, quote, answer humanity's greatest mystery. So this game is about the meaning of life?
Maybe.
Also, Tom Cruise is not in the game. There were rumors going around that he was going to be, that he was because there was some tweet from years ago of one of the, I don't know if it was, what's his name from Bethesda, Todd Howard or somebody said something about Tom Cruise, Starfield. There was all these rumors going around, but they officially said Tom Cruise is not in this game. Like, can you imagine how much that would cost? I mean, Microsoft has the money, but Sean, what did you think about Starfield? It's official. It's officially not coming to PS5. What do you think?
I mean, it looks pretty. I mean, we don't really know much about it. Skyrim, even though I've never really played it, people like Skyrim in space. It makes sense. It works. I think it's going to be... There's a lot of hype to live up to. I think it's going to be very good, but I think it's going to be tough to live up to the hype.
James, you don't have to buy me games. No, I'm not going to play I'm not going to play Far Cry 5, and I'm not going to let you buy it for me. At some point, I might play Skyrim, but you're not going to buy it for me. No, no. I've got too much to play right now, and you do not need to do that. Thank you for the offer. Don't do that. Love you. Yeah, I mean, it's like again, like we said, one of my questions in our E3 preview last week was, is everybody going to let the hype train go? And I feel like it's already going chugga chugga choo choo. And we have seen still not a second of gameplay, right?
I don't think so.
This is all CG.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we still don't know anything about this except what they say. And I feel like that hype train is already just going off the rails.
Yep.
Or staying on the rails. I don't know what the analogy would be.
Yeah.
But I don't care. I don't like Bethesda games. So it's not for me. I don't care that it's, like I've always said, I don't care that it's an Xbox exclusive for me or for Sean. I hate it for the people that love Bethesda that are on PlayStation. And that's why some of this, the further we get into this whole Xbox Bethesda thing, I'm like, man, this just feels icky. I don't like it. It is what it is. But I mean, like, and if Sony were to somehow buy Capcom or Square Enix or something, I'd be like, yeah, for Sony, but that sucks. But I mean, everything Square puts out that is like Final Fantasy is PlayStation.
The only reason it would make me happy is to know that Xbox didn't buy them. Like, I don't care.
That's true.
I don't care that Final Fantasy 16 is exclusive to PlayStation. I don't care if it's on Xbox.
Right.
But I don't want Microsoft to buy Square Enix and have it not come to play. Like, that would be my only concern. But yeah, I don't think PlayStation.
Or like with me, if Microsoft says tomorrow they announce we're partnering with Konami to license out Metal Gear and Castlevania, I'll kill myself. Like that would make me, well, it'll make me buy an Xbox a couple years from now whenever the games came out. But yeah. So yeah, I'm happy for people that are hyped for Starfield, but please God, keep your hype in check. Next, there was a Stalker 2 trailer, which looks beautiful. I can't imagine it's actually going to look that good, but we'll see. It's coming out April 28th, 2022. I'm thinking about it every time.
Yeah.
Also, day one, Game Pass. It's only a console, what do they call it? I think it's a console launch exclusive. It's coming to PlayStation also, but we don't know what that exclusivity is. I would assume 6 months or so, but it could be a year. Stalker 2 do anything for you?
I don't know. I don't really know much about Stalker. I know Night Stalker.
Oh my God, can we get a Night Stalker? I think it's more. I think the first one was more of a PC-centric game, but
yeah.
And a lot of people were saying it gave them vibes of like the Metro Exodus and Metro whatever games. Now this next one was a heavy hitter. Back 4 Blood had a trailer. That's 2 for Back 4 Blood now. Maybe we have to count all of these. And it's coming day one to Game Pass. And just like Outriders, that's going to make that game blow. I think that game is going to blow up no matter what because people want. I hope it didn't sound like it broke. Whatever that
just sounded like it was spinning for a while.
People want more Left 4 Dead. This is the spiritual successor to that, Back 4 Blood, by the team that made it. What the hell is happening down there? But it's coming day one to Game Pass. This is huge.
Yeah. I won't lie, I'm jealous. I want Game Pass. Game Pass on PlayStation would be nice. I want a PlayStation Game Pass.
We should just both put on our Christmas list Series X. Really, I want it just to play all the Halos, because I've only played one, and all the Gears. I know I have one sitting right there.
I was going to say,
but
it's an
X1S. It's an X whatever. It's 1S. Like, and I'd be happy just having the Series S. You know?
Oh, yeah.
But I want to play those 10 games. I want to have access to Game Pass to play old games that I forgot about, which I have on that, so I've got it on my account. So it's not like my monthly stuff isn't going to go up anymore because we're paying for that every month, and all my kids do is freaking play Valorant and Fortnite and crap. But I want to play through those, and I want to play Halo Infinite. We'll talk about that here in a second. Avalanche teased their new game Contraband, coming day one to Game Pass. It's a new co-op open world game that didn't show anything. So, okay. We quit crapping on games you haven't played. I don't know, James, the chat is behind, so I don't know what I was crapping on, but I crap on a lot. James, I love you. Just know that I love you. Sea of Thieves, speaking of games I haven't played, Sea of Thieves, A Pirate's Life free expansion is coming out June 22nd with Captain Jack Sparrow. What's that? That's not even his voice.
Yes. It sounded like you were doing Michael Scott's impression of Jack Sparrow.
Of Coffee Talk doing Jack Sparrow. It wasn't actually Johnny Depp, right? I don't think so.
I doubt it.
Yeah. But it's cool. And Sea of Thieves is one of those games that, like, nobody thought was going to be a success. It came out. It was okay. They kept it going. They kept making updates, and now people freaking love that game. So, good on them. Yakuza Like a Dragon is now on Game Pass. Yakuza Like a Dragon is the Yakuza spin-off, but that's where they're saying the Yakuza games are going to go from here on out, that are turn-based RPGs. They went from brawlers to turn-based, and I don't understand it at all.
So weird.
And just watching that trailer, I was like, I've heard people say that Yakuza is like, if you like Metal Gear, you should play Yakuza. And I was like, when I watched this trailer, I was like, this is a whole other level. No, because of the zaniness. Like, it's almost like if Kojima made a brawler. And I'm like, no, this is like Saints Row kind of crap to me without aliens and stuff. It ain't for me. Battlefield 2042 got a gameplay reveal trailer, so that's its second trailer. It's not coming to Game Pass. Some people were thinking it might come to Game Pass day one. If it did, that would be freaking ridiculous. Yeah. But I'm sure that's just too expensive. But I'm guessing it might be on EA. What's it called? EA Play, EA Origin, whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah. Pregnant pause.
Kevin, if you're serious, get a Series S for $300. You can even buy and download Splinter Cell because they're all backwards compatible. Yeah, I think I think I'm going to end up getting one. I just have to figure out how to hide it so my kids don't want to play it. And I don't think there's a way to do that in my games room. 12 Minutes had a trailer. It's finally coming out August 19th, day one on Game Pass. This is a console launch exclusive. It will come to PS5. This game, ever since the first time I saw it, I was like, this is one of those indie games that I just cannot freaking wait. I'm going to have to wait longer to play it unless I get an Xbox. But what do you think? Again, I feel like we saw this 2, maybe 3 years ago.
See, I don't know. I've lost all track. I wouldn't have thought it was that long ago.
I mean, we lost last year, so we don't know what time is anymore.
That's true. Other than it being a flat circle.
That is correct. Miller's playing it. 12 Minutes looks absolutely awesome. Psychonauts 2 is also finally coming out August 25th. Day one on Game Pass. Damn you, Xbox. It's also coming to PS4. They don't mention that in their conference, but of course this, that they own Double Fine now, but obviously those contracts were signed well before they bought them. So this I'm very interested in. And at first I thought this was going to be an Xbox exclusive, and I was going to be pissed because now I kind of want to go back and play this again. Doom Eternal is getting a current gen upgrade June 29th. It will offer performance mode up to 120 frames per second, balance mode 60 frames per second, and ray tracing mode 60 frames per second but lower resolution. They also announced a bunch more Bethesda games are coming to Game Pass. I love that this game is getting a next gen patch.
It needed it, yeah. I still cannot imagine that anybody can tell the difference between 120 and 60.
No. 30 and 60, it's easy.
Yes.
But 60, 120, I don't think your eyes can see that.
Right.
Would you, because I'm pretty sure this is on sale by now, I think this is one of those games you would try and you'd be like, F this game. And then like a half hour later, you'd be like, oh, because I don't know if you remember when I first played it at the beginning of the pandemic, but I was like,
I remember you talking about you have to like kill so many enemies of the same type in order to get your health up, the way ammo or something
you
weird.
Can kill them either, I forget what it is, but the chainsaw, you can use the chainsaw to finish them off to get shield or health or ammo. You can rip them. You can do like a melee kill to get one of the other ones, or you can just shoot them to maybe get the third one. So it's all about strategy. And once you get, when I was at my best in that game, it did feel like one of those. It's not like out of body experience like when I beat Sigrun in God of War, but it was kind of like you just go on like autopilot. And you're like boom, 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 and it's just so and it just is so freaking cool. I hope there's. Well, yeah, I have PS Plus, so I should be able to download my save. This is one of those that once we hit the low, because I don't know that I'm going to get Mario Golf.
Oh, I am. I can't wait.
I think I'm going to let you play it. We'll do a Let's Play, and then I'll be like, yeah, my kids are going to play this. I'll probably buy it. But
Yeah.
like around that time, like once I get done with Ratchet and Platinum it, I might, when this comes out, I might want to re-download Doom Eternal and give it a try. I think you would like. Hell no. I think you would like it though.
Maybe.
12 minutes looks awesome. Thinks it was first shown 2 years ago. I think you're right, James.
Yeah.
Fallout 76. Is anybody playing that? It's getting Steel Rain update out July 7th, and a new expansion called The Pit is out in 2022. And that's a reference to a previous Fallout game that I did not play. Party Animals is coming 2022, and it's a console launch. How did I say that?
How did I say that?
Everything. If you notice, everything here is 2022.
Yeah.
It's a console launch exclusive. Apparently, this is kind of like Gang Beasts, but animals.
What?
Gang Beasts.
But what did you say after that?
But animals. What'd you think I said?
I thought you said bananimals.
Now we got another game we can make. Zombeagle.
It's like the sequel to Bugsnax, Bananimals.
That's supposed to be a pretty easy platinum, too.
Oh, God.
It just annoys the hell out of me.
I played it for like 10 or 15
Oh, yeah,
minutes.
that's
I'm
right.
like,
You at least tried it. I never tried it.
Fun.
Yeah. Hades is out August 14th is what I wrote, but I think it's actually 13th. Coming to Game Pass. It's also coming to PS4 and PS5 on that date. And if you follow me on Twitter, you would see that I pre-ordered it already. Did you?
Can't. I haven't pre-ordered it, but I
I can't
wait.
friggin' wait. I'm so happy. I know James said I suck at this game and I'm gonna suck and Sean's gonna love it and you're gonna hate it, Kevin. And I'm gonna be like, watch this, I'm gonna get your platinum. I'm not getting the platinum. If I even beat this game, I'll be shocked. But this is one of those that, like, again, the whole roguelike thing is not.
Is there a difference?
They explained on Sacred Symbols one time and I can't try to.
I've never played one that I've really loved. Now, I haven't really played many. Like, Enter the Gungeon, I couldn't. I'm like, I don't get that. I don't feel like I'm progressing. It seems like the only way for me to progress is just that I keep playing and I eventually get better. But I'm like, you would think every time you restart, you come back a little bit stronger. And I'm not, unless I'm just missing some mechanic of that game. But I'm like, I don't know. Maybe this will be the first. It's not a genre I've played a whole lot of, but I'm definitely looking forward to it.
I love Greek mythology. I love all that crap. And I've heard nothing but good things about this.
Yeah.
Question. If we like it enough, can we include it in our top 10 lists?
I weirdly was thinking about that.
Okay.
And I don't know.
Because I was thinking about that what was the other game I was thinking about? I don't know. I'll probably get to it.
The short answer, yeah.
Because
we can do whatever we want.
I can make Metal Gear Solid 3 my game of the year if I play it, so yeah.
I don't know. At what point, yeah. Sure. Yeah, I think we can.
Okay. I hope I love it. Oh, August is Kenna also.
Oh.
I think Kenna's like a week after that.
Is that the one where the little animals follow you around or
something? We need a 2-player
a gag reel
channel. Yeah. We just go through your phone and probably do an hour long thing. Then they announced Somerville. God, I just can't wait for Hades. I'm so happy. Somerville was announced coming out in 2022. It looks like it's inside and limbo-ish is what I wrote.
I've never played either of those, but I've wanted to for the longest time. I feel like I would love them both. So,
Halo Infinite in the middle of the show. Weird. Super weird to me. But it's coming out supposedly holiday 2021. So they can put a date on effing Starfield, but not Halo Infinite. This game isn't coming out this year, guys. It's not. There's no way.
I think it is.
I don't think it is, but and if it's not ready, it doesn't. Again, like the old Miyamoto quote: "A bad game is bad forever. A delayed game is eventually good." Like, get it right. They did reveal the multiplayer, and everybody who likes Halo was over the moon. So I am so happy for all of you. The free-to-play, the multiplayer mode will be free-to-play. That is huge. So you're going to let people play the thing people most like about
who's
Halo.
Going to buy? I mean, I guess some people
they don't have to.
Yeah, it's just so weird.
And it will have 120 frames per second support. Also, they did a multiplayer overview video the next day or later that day. I can't remember. showing vehicles. The Halo 2 weapon pods are back. There will be no loot boxes. There's no expiring battle pass, but they do have a battle pass, so I don't really know what that means. There will be cross progression and cross-play, and lots of content at launch and after launch. Unfortunately, we did not see Craig.
I'm very disappointed.
And he's not in Smash, which I'm also disappointed about. The one thing that also concerns me, though, is they didn't really show... First off, the Halo gameplay, the Halo multiplayer gameplay looks like a 360 game.
There's nothing special about it.
I get it, because if you're going to hit one, the biggest thing they want is to have the art style, to have the stuff from the multiplayer modes in the past that people miss, get all that in there and have super high frame rate. So I get that. But all they showed for the campaign was a CG trailer of not Cortana talking to Master Chief.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
What did you think about Halo overall? Craig is the MVP. Thank you, James.
Yeah. People seem to be happy. So I'm happy for them. It's nothing I really care about, again, because I don't have an Xbox. But, like, it didn't blow me away. It looks like you would expect, for the most part, it looks like you would expect Halo to look like. But the people who really want Halo seem to be excited,
yep.
So they must be doing something right. So,
yep, makes me happy. Yeah, people like Chris Raygun and stuff are like, what Chris was saying today on Sacred Symbols Plus was that basically since 343 took over Halo from Bungie, they've been known as the studio that cut stuff. Like, they took a lot of stuff out of the multiplayer modes as they went through 4 and then 5. They completely botched the Master Chief Collection at launch. Now it's awesome. They didn't put, co-op split screen in Halo 5. They took that out. They focused on making everything realistic and beautiful and focusing on that instead of the gameplay. So it seems like they're now figuring all that out and doing the right things. I want this game to be awesome, and I want to play it. But
no.
My prediction is now it's not coming out for the 20th anniversary, and that's going to suck if they miss that. But it's better to just get it right.
Get it right.
Get it right. Get it tight. Color Park, Bubba Sparks. Okay. Next up, Diablo 2 Resurrected is coming out way sooner than I thought it would have on September 23rd. It's coming to everything else that day also. I don't know what that means. Oh, it's coming to all the other consoles.
Yes. Switch
and PlayStation and stuff. Are you going to get this?
I have never gotten into Diablo.
I want to go back and pull out my Diablo 3. It was just too... No, I don't think I do. It was too grindy and just like you walk up to something and go... Yeah. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And it might be because I'm playing it on console that it's not as good, but the remake of Diablo 2 looks awesome.
You're doing it on purpose now.
With awesome, I do it on purpose.
Awesome.
I don't do it with 2022. I don't do that on purpose. I sound like a porpoise. A Plague Tale Requiem is announced. It's the sequel to A Plague Tale Innocence. It's coming out in 2022 on Game Pass. Oh, it's the 2. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's the 2022.
2. What are we doing? We've already been... Okay. It's also coming to PS5, Switch, and PC as well. And it's Game Pass day 1. They showed another Far Cry 6 trailer, so what's the count now?
I don't know.
That's 3.
I think that's 3. But I think it's still only 1 for Monster Hunter.
Well, just get ready. Slime Rancher 2 is coming out in 2022. It's coming to Game Pass. Shredders, which is not a Ninja Turtles game. It's a snowboarding game coming out in December 2021 to Game Pass. Atomic Heart... It's coming to Game Pass. I have no idea what the hell this game actually is. Apparently, this has been shown before. But when I saw this, I was just like... there's like weird games that look cool, and then there's weird games that just don't make any sense. And this feels like a weird game that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Now this one, they next showed... What? What? Now this one. Replaced. I think this is the first time this has ever been shown. It's coming out in 2022 to Game Pass day 1. And I wrote, this looks effing beautiful. This is also going to come to PlayStation, but it's a console launch exclusive. This is the one that looks like almost... Do you know which one this is?
I don't think I saw this one.
This is like... It reminds me of Flashback. with pixel art that reminds me of Symphony of the Night. It's like 2.5D, but with pixel art.
HD 2D?
Kinda, but it's like side-scrolling pixel art.
I'm gonna look it up.
It was one of the most. Look it up real quick. It's one of the most beautiful games. I mean, it's not like. It doesn't look like Ratchet, but the art style in this game is absolutely freaking beautiful. Sean is now going to watch the trailer after the ad.
I hate.
No, you need
ads
his
that can't be
Duracell.
skipped.
But I'm not going to pay for YouTube Red or whatever it's called, YouTube Premium, whatever it's called. But I really think, other than, I think Replaced might be the game I think I'm most interested in from this entire Xbox show, other than Halo Infinite. But Sean's about to see why I said it looks effing beautiful.
I already like the art style. It's pretty cool looking.
I forgot it. I even forgot about that opening. Look at that. Look at the parallax. Look at everything.
Yeah.
Look at that. And it's got like melee. It seems like it's melee focused. That the combat in this looks so cool. I can already tell you, if I end up with an Xbox, I'll play this day one. If I don't, look at that.
Wow.
If I don't, I'm going to play it day one that it comes to PlayStation. Because this just, I don't know what it's about or anything. But again, this art style is one of the prettiest games I've seen in recent memories. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty.
The music's awesome. I can't wait for this freaking game. All right. Next up, Grounded is getting the Shroom and Doom update on June 30th. Among Us is coming soon to Xbox. They're getting new modes and stuff too. Yay. Ayudin Chronicle games are coming out in 2022 and 2023. This is the spiritual successor to Suikoden. And the one coming out in 2022 seems like it's like I don't know if it's like a proof of concept or something, but the main game is the one coming out in 23. These are going to come to PS4 and PS5 also. Did you ever play Suikoden?
I don't even know that's how you said it.
Well, there you go. It was actually a Konami game, I think, back in the day. On Konami role-playing games on PS1.
Really?
Yep. Age of Empires 4 is out October 28th, coming to Game Pass. I thought this was already out. Maybe it is on PC, and I just don't know.
Yeah.
Outer Worlds 2 was announced with an amazing voiceover trailer. Did you see this trailer?
No.
It was just like, this is a trailer for a new game where the art assets are still pending. And we're going to show you the protagonist from the back because we haven't finished her design yet. And it was just so like, it was just basically saying this game is coming probably in 3 years.
Yeah.
Get excited. But I love the trailer for it. I don't care about Outer Worlds, but I love the trailer. Shout out to Kevin D. Microsoft Flight Simulator is coming to Xbox Series X and S July 27th. And it's also going to get some Top Gun content.
That's awesome.
Now, are they going to let you shoot stuff?
No.
No
chance.
Blow up the Eiffel Tower or something?
You can probably land on aircraft carriers. That's about it.
And I will say this was... Oh, that's not funny. It's probably way easier than this. This was when I was like, really, Xbox? Then they showed Forza Horizon 5. It's coming out November 9th, which is another thing that makes me think Halo's not coming out in November. Obviously coming to Game Pass day one. Set in Mexico. It's also coming to Steam at launch, which is weird. This game is breathtakingly beautiful. I can't wait to actually see Gran Turismo 7 when it gets its real full reveal.
So I always thought Forza was basically Xbox's Gran Turismo.
So that's Forza Motorsport.
Okay, maybe that's something. Like, it's weird to say this is set in Mexico. Like, what?
Forza Horizon is
why
there.
is it set anywhere? You should just be...
It's there. Do you remember Ubisoft's The Crew? It's like an open world racing, not really racing, but driving game. That's what this is.
Okay.
And it's beautiful, but I don't think they needed to spend freaking 15, 20 minutes on it.
Yeah.
Also, what's funny, so it comes out November 9th on Game Pass. However, if you pay for the game and pre-order the $80 digital deluxe whatever edition, you can play it November 5th. So it's actually day 4 on Game Pass. Shout out to Dan Stapleton at IGN for saying that. Do you care? No, you don't care.
No.
And then they closed. This was the weirdest. One more thing. Arcane is developing a game called Redfall. It's a first-person like vampire shooter thing.
I don't care about. I mean, shocking. I know, but
why wouldn't you
it
just?
seems like such a weird thing to close on.
They should have completely flipped the opening and the beginning.
Yes,
I mean the opening and the end, not the opening and the beginning. They should have put the opening where the beginning is and the beginning where the opening is. Noah, I love you, Noah. Noah sends me a text at 8:51, which I didn't see because I'm in the middle of podcasting, and says, "Can I stay up a bit later so I can play with Redacted? Because I haven't played any video games today." And then he waits 15 minutes and he question marks his own text. I'm recording, didn't see it. Maybe a little, but you have to wake up early for camp tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, they should have opened with Redfall and closed with Starfield. Period. They should have put Redfall at the beginning and then Starfield at the opening. They did not show, I noted here, Hellblade 2, Fable, or Avowed, which I thought was odd. Hellblade 2 almost feels like vaporware at this point. Like I feel like
I'm not
it was
entirely sure.
They showed it in E3 2019, I think, when they announced all these purchases. I mean, before Bethesda and everything. It's weird that we haven't seen it, but also the Xbox mini fridge is coming out holiday 2021, and there are now 40 game demos available on Xbox whatever Live. What'd you think?
I mean, if you're an Xbox guy, I think they really nailed it. I mean, I'm not, so it's just a lot of stuff I don't care about. But, yeah, hats off to Xbox. I think they did a great job, and they're killing it with Game Pass. So,
Game Pass is to the point now where, like, I know Sony can't answer them one-to-one. They have to do something.
yeah,
Like, I'm not expecting them to say Horizon Forbidden West is on PlayStation now and you can download it day one. I don't know if it's just doubling what's on PS Plus collection, getting more third-party games. I don't know what it would be, but they own so many studios now, and they are putting out so many games that people want to play. I don't know.
yeah.
It's crazy. Hats off to you, Microsoft. But I've got good sleep the past few days, and for some reason I function better with less sleep. So, yeah. Noah, I love you. We'll see how long this recording lasts. Next up, Square Enix. They led off with the highly rumored Guardians of the Galaxy game coming out October 26th from Eidos Montreal. I did not expect this.
No, that was a shock.
It is coming to current and last gen. It is a single-player, third-person, story-driven game. You play as Star-Lord. You can use the abilities of the others as well, though. If you watch the demo, it like pops up and you can be like, hey, Drax, go punch this guy. And the game will respond to some Telltale-like choices. Schreier also tweeted after the game was revealed that Guardians of the Galaxy was always going to be a single-player game. It was not a response to the flop of the Avengers.
The flop.
Yes. Shut up.
I'm gonna start calling you Flop. You're always taking dumps, man.
What did you think? I'm intrigued.
I'm intrigued at best. I don't know. I would have rather these be flipped. Like, Guardians should have been the stupid, crappy multiplayer online game, and then give me a single player Avengers game.
Avengers game, yeah.
I just don't know. I don't know. I'm nowhere near sold on it. I'm intrigued, I guess, but I don't know.
I'm intrigued. The gameplay looked, when I watched the actual gameplay part of the stream, it was kind of like,
it just seems very bland. I don't know. I'm not. Yeah.
I think one of the things they're doing right, because the
Square Enix making Marvel games, it should just be like a slam dunk. Like, sign me up.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't know that I care.
I think one of the good things they did when it comes to the art design or the character design of these characters is they don't look anything like the MCU. Whereas the Avengers, it was like, oh, this is just like you just tweaked a couple of sliders and you got this. This, like, Star-Lord looks nothing like
Drax looks. I mean, Rocket does, but I mean, he's got
a big old beard, like ponytail thing.
Yeah.
None of them look pretty much anything like they do in the movie, and I think that's a good
Groot
idea.
looks identical, but he's a tree.
Well, no, but if you look on his face, he's like, he looks like his face looks like Craig. I don't know why I did the growl. His face looks like Craig.
I am Craig.
James said the Square Enix showcase could have been an email. I feel like Ubisoft could have as well. Oh, a Bloomberg breaking news. A Bloomberg report states that the next-gen PSVR headset is aimed to release holiday 2022 and will use Samsung OLED panels, according to people with knowledge of the subject. Let's freaking go. I'm putting it on my Christmas list for next year right now. All right. Oh, Jess is going to St. Louis? When?
Right now?
No, next week. Okay. So, yeah, I'm intrigued. I feel like this is one of those games. Obviously, we're going to see a lot more before it comes out, but this is one of those that I want. Well, this is what I said about Avengers. I want to play this game.
Man,
Avengers can kick rocks. This, I think I'm going to wait to see more of it and then wait for the reviews to drop and just hope it doesn't suck.
Yeah.
Next up, Sean. This was made especially for you. Final Fantasy 1 through 6 are getting pixel remaster editions, and they're coming soon.
I don't even understand.
No one does, because Square Enix is stupid.
Like, the Final Fantasy 6 I'm playing, I would consider that already a remaster. Are they remastering that now? Or is it like, well, we already did Final Fantasy 6. Now we're going to do 1 through 5.
Nobody
is it going to be different than that?
No, it's going to be different because a lot of people don't like those art styles of the iOS ports. I haven't really paid enough attention to care.
They just look like slightly cleaned up versions.
But
of
also,
the Super
like,
Nintendo.
I loved what was it on Vita? Adventures of Mana.
Yeah.
The which was Final Fantasy Adventure on Game Boy, remade, whatever. I love that art style, and that's the art style they did for Secret of Mana and not Legend of Mana, but the what was the one last year? Trials of Mana. I love that art style. So I am in the vast minority, but whatever.
Yeah.
But the problem is these Nintendo and PlayStation focused games are coming only to Steam and mobile.
I mean, I don't know. I would say that would change, but it may not.
It's bullcrap, Craig. Oh, man. Jess is going to be gone when Fast 9 comes out. Will you go watch it with me?
Sure.
I don't want to go to the movie.
Well, I want to see. Wait, what is it?
Fast 9?
No, I know, but what? There's a.
In the Heights?
No, there's a trailer before it for something good.
Oh, crap. Really?
Oh, is it Spider-Man? It's
bull crap. No, it's not. Is Fast 9 Sony? Oh, breaking news. So anyways, this sucks. They have to... How does Square Enix not put these on Switch and PS4/5?
I mean, that's ridiculous. I'm glad I don't really care about them, because if it was something I cared about, I would be kind of upset.
No, but you would love these games.
Maybe.
Although, I don't know. That turn-based is so weird now. But...
No, it's Dominion. That's what it is.
What the hell is that?
Jurassic World. The trailer for that is playing at Fast 9.
Those sons of bitch. I mean, it'll be out on the internet the same day.
That's true. I mean, we have the internet.
No, but I need some.
But I mean, I would go see it anyway. Just
well, can you please? You've got all my movies. Go watch 5, 6, 7.
Do I need to?
No, but 5 and 6 are. 5 is the best Fast movie ever made.
Do I need to watch 1 through 4 to know what's going on?
No.
Okay. I mean, I've seen 1 and 2. But
it's a heist movie that is one of my favorite heist movies ever. It's awesome. 6 is a little over the top. 7 is.
Does 5 have The Rock? Is that the first one?
Yeah.
He's the bad guy, though?
I mean, technically, he's the good guy, and the Fast and Furious guys are the bad guys.
Oh, it's one of those. Yeah.
And he says, "Hey, I'll see you soon." That's where that GIF comes from. If you ever seen it, where he says, "I'll see you soon."
I don't even know.
Okay. I don't even know. Black Panther is coming to the Avengers. I really want that game to just die. Babylon's Fall got a trailer. It's now coming to PS4 and PS5 and Steam. It's a third-person action game from Platinum, but it's a live service game. I think a lot of people thought this might have been canceled or something, but I don't know. James says Avengers was actually enjoyable. He'll play Guardians. A closed beta is coming soon. I don't know about this game. It didn't look like it looked slow for a Platinum game.
Yeah.
Legend of Mana Remake is out June 24th. Now, I don't know enough about this, and I didn't watch the trailer to see if it's like action RPG or if it's turn-based crap. I don't know. If it's a Mana game, I wouldn't think it is.
Wait, Legend of Mana. What is that?
It is Legend of Mana.
But
I think it was like PS1.
Okay, so
or
it's not,
GameCube
it's not
or
one of these
something.
other Mana games.
It's not another 16-bit Mana, no.
Okay. Then, yeah, I guess I don't know what it is.
I kind of want to play. I was going to get Trials of Mana, but then it was like to get the Platinum, you have to play through it 3 times. And I was like, okay.
You can play games and not get the Platinum.
Wait, can I? No. Life is Strange remastered collection is out September 30th. And then they showed the much rumored and heavily talked about with rumors, Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origins coming out 2022. Damn it, I did it again. It's not a PlayStation exclusive, as was rumored. It's coming out on everything. I did the demo. Did you end up playing it?
No.
Man, I don't know. It's
It
does
not look like Bloodborne.
It's not what I thought it was going to be.
No.
It looks like Devil May Cry, where you can't jump.
I was going to say it looks like old school God of War, but not as good.
Don't you dare. Yeah, not as good.
Yeah.
It's Devil May Cry where you can't jump and you have a big sword. And
you turn everybody to crystals and then smash them.
But your sword fills up your sword and your face has blood all over it. So I was like, at first I thought they were trying to hide the blood, and then I played it and I was like, there's blood all over me. But when I kill them, it's just like chaos. No.
Yeah, I'm very I went from not knowing this thing was even happening to being very excited about it to I don't think I even care about it anymore.
I think I played it for I think the demo, if you beat the whole thing, it's around an hour or so. I played it for 20-25 minutes. I died and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. My lunch break's done. I don't care. I'm gonna go back upstairs. I'm disappointed. The voice acting in this is like Resident Evil 1.
Bad.
Oh,
I have to kill Chaos. No. I must kill him.
But it's not even that. When you're actually playing, the game, and like it's not just that dude Jack. It's like the other dude, and I don't know. Was Jack the main character in Final Fantasy 1?
I don't think they didn't have names.
Oh no, because they were just like wizard, whatever.
Yeah. This is a very loose retelling.
Nothing about this. When I was fighting these stupid little goblins jumping around, I was like, "This is not Soulsborne at all." I won't be shocked if this game gets major. Not to mention the fact that the freaking demo didn't even work.
Yeah.
For 2 days.
So when the demo came out, I was in the middle of doing my stupid run back and forth, get the $2,000, get the $2,000, get the $2,000. And I'm like, I kind of need a break from this, but I kind of just want to finish it off while I'm in the zone. And that was when you texted me. You're like, demo doesn't even work. Never mind. I'm like, well, okay, I guess I'm going to finish this. But yeah.
I was definitely disappointed. Yeah, it feels like I need a jump button, and the controls are weird. The controls are complicated. Also, X is your dodge button.
That's already terrible.
Circle does like this. Circle is your parry. So if somebody attacks you or throws something, if you hit circle right before it hits you, you get soul energy or something like that. And then you can like throw it back at him if it's a projectile, or you can summon it, whatever. I was like, when this got announced, and then when I saw the trailer, I feel like I was the only person that was like, I tweeted you, I was like, yeah, this looks awesome. Everybody else was like,
I don't think it looks bad. People were saying it looks like a PS3 game.
No.
It doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look great. This is, again, it doesn't.
I will say,
it seems not fun.
It looks
okay, but
I did.
Great.
So you can choose your graphic mode, and I did performance, and it still wasn't hitting 60 frames or even close to it. So.
Really?
But I mean, again, it's like an alpha at this point.
Yeah.
Square Enix. Not to give a spoiler alert for our prediction results, but they didn't mention Final Fantasy VII Remake or 16, and I was shocked.
Yeah.
So I have to assume 16's coming out next year. One more freaking game to add to the list.
Good God.
Our top 10 list is going to be like all 9.5 and above next year.
Next year's going to be crazy.
Sean.
Yes.
Thoughts overall on Square Enix? I was pissed.
2 thumbs down.
You know what? Who has 2 thumbs and hated this conference? This guy. Then Capcom. I don't even want to talk about.
There's nothing.
Reverse is coming out in July. Hooray. Village DLC is currently in development was announced. I'm counting that, by the way, when we get to our points. Doesn't matter because I beat you either way, but I'm counting that.
What was your thing?
I don't know. Well, don't scroll down because I don't want it to be spoiled for you. We got another Monster Hunter Stories 2 trailer. So that's 2. So I guess it's only 3 that they had. Monster Hunter Rise is getting a 3.1 update. They showed the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, and they did an esports update. The hell?
That's terrible.
Why?
I thought about predicting Street Fighter 6 just because it seemed like a slam dunk, but I'm like, that's already been leaked. We know it's coming. And
that's kind of why I included it. And there was nothing except Street Fighter 5's part of our Capcom esports. What the hell?
That was bad.
Capcom. Oh, my God. Why? Capcom and Square could have just put,
Maybe next year we'll see Resident Evil 9, 6.
Don't. All right. We're going to pick back up here. We just had our Summer Game Fest lull. We're going to pick it up now. All right. What's James saying? James is here to kill chaos. I am here to kill chaos. God bless you, James. All right. It's time for Nintendo. James, I'm so glad you finally watched it. Let's go. They started off the friggin' Direct by showing somebody holding Ganondorf and throwing him off a cliff. And at that point, I was like, I almost turned it off. And I was like, Kazuya joined Smash from Tekken. And I'm like, I don't give a flying rat's freaking patoot about Smash. Stop playing this game. What? On one hand, I'm like, God bless Nintendo for supporting this game for basically like almost 3 years now. That's great because they don't always do that. But also, you start a trailer off by throwing Ganondorf off a cliff, and it's somebody from Tekken who's coming to Smash, and then you spend like 10 minutes talking about it, and they're going to have a Kazuya presentation on June 28th. What did you think about that?
I'm so sick of this game. And
I hate this game.
Of course, they would do Zelda dirty just by like, oh, here's Ganondorf, he's dead, throw him off a cliff. Like,
now, I will say, looking back, it was a red herring.
Yes.
We'll get to that.
Somewhat.
Life is Strange Remastered. Again, all these games just keep coming back. Right. Life is Strange Remastered and True Colors coming out September 10th. Actually, True Colors is September 10th. Life is Strange Remastered is coming out later than that. Guardians got another trailer. I was shocked when this was at the Switch thing because I was like, this, no way. And then it's like, it's the cloud version. Okay, yeah. Go, please go away. Worms Rumble was shown. Okay. Astrid Ascending. It's coming out September 30th. 2 Point Campus was shown again, coming out 2022. So that's 2 for 2. There. Sean.
Yes.
Have you ever played Super Monkey Ball?
I think I played it on like my first ever iPhone, like the iPhone 3,
wow.
the iPhone 3GS, which is my first like
when you got rid of your
smartphone.
HTC Sense or whatever it was.
No, that came after. That was the first phone I had after my
Razor?
not the Razor, the Crazer.
Was that the thing that went?
No, it was just like the Razor, except it was thinner but a little taller.
I thought it was the one that spun.
It was my first smartphone. I'm like, I can play games now, and I saw a monkey ball. I'm like, hey, and I'm like, oh, this isn't fun at all. But yeah.
Well, a lot of people are happy because Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania is coming out October 5th. Now, I'm confused because I wrote down here that it's a remaster of the original trilogy, but is it that and new game?
I think it's funny that you're considering it a trilogy. I mean, it's just, I guess it's 3. Is it 3 games? I thought they named like 4 or 5 games.
Dare disrespect the memory of the monkeys. No, I think they said it was a remaster.
I thought they said it was
trilogy.
a remaster, but then they just kept talking about it as if it was
but again, this is Nintendo, so nobody knows.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's coming out to everything.
I don't think there's new content. I think it's just a remaster, but I could be wrong.
Okay. Then they announced coming out October 29th. James says Super Monkey Ball 2 was awesome on GameCube. I'm 100% getting this one. That's awesome, James. October 29th, Mario Party Superstars is coming out. It will have 5 boards from the N64 games, a total of 100 mini games from the entire catalog. You can stop and save mid-game. It will have online co-op and local co-op. And
okay, so I got like a word. I can't remember if it was a call. Something happened during this, and so I was like in and out. I'm so confused. Is this a new game?
Yes, a $60 game.
But
I'm going to have... Yeah, so now what I will say to their credit, I thought Super Mario Party... What the frick is flying around over there? What the hell? No, it's on the wall.
Where?
Bottom.
That?
It's a little beetle, but it's okay.
It's a Speedle.
I'm going to ride you over some Raritanium?
Okay, I was very confused because...
This top is heavy.
I know.
Jesus. Oh, my God. Never, ever bring it again. Okay.
Because they were showing, like, when they're like moving Bowser's face. I'm like, okay, well, this mini game has existed before. And then I kept noticing more familiar mini games. I'm like, is this a new game? Is it just like DLC for Super Mario Party? Like, I don't understand what it is. And then it was like Mario Party Superstars. I'm like, so is it a brand new game? I'm so confused. So it's a new game, but it's just old. There's no new content.
So what I understand is whatever the Mario Party game that came out. So the Switch one came out 3 years ago. The 3DS one came out 2 years ago, I think. And that was basically 100 mini games. Like, why would you put Mario Party on 3DS to begin with? But whatever. This is a new $60 release. Also, you don't have to do Joy-Con controls. So if you have a Switch Lite, you can play whatever. I God bless you, Nintendo, because people are going to keep buying this stuff. But like, I'm not.
I mean, I like Mario Party, but this just seems so. It just seems very Nintendo.
Yes, it's 100% Nintendo.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not buying this.
No.
But God bless you, Nintendo, because you just freaking saved E3 with this next announcement that I wanted so badly and thought would never happen. All praise be Nintendo. Metroid 5. When they said Metroid 5, I was like, I can't, I'm done. Just take me now. How are you saying Metroid 5? Turns out it's Metroid Dread.
Fusion is 4.
Right. No,
Yeah.
I know, but like I actually would have liked it better if they just said Metroid 5. Metroid Dread, I don't really like. I get why it's called that, but I don't like the name.
I'm fine with it.
All right, whatever. You suck. All right. So, Metroid Dread was announced, and it's coming out October 8th. Oh, my frick. I think that's when we're going to the beach. What the hell am I going to do?
Be playing a lot of Metroid. Isn't that when Samus Returns? I feel like Samus Returns came out when you went to the beach or something. I feel like Samus Returns came out while you were on or going on some trip or something.
Oh, my God. I wasn't even thinking about that. And who cares? I'll be at the beach. It's fine. We don't have to do everything for content. But we are somehow getting a new 2.5D Metroid game on Switch. It is side-scrolling. They are releasing a new amiibo of Samus and the robot, Emmy. It is officially a sequel to Fusion.
Yeah.
This is a game that I had never heard of before, but it was rumored in 2005, and then it was canceled in 2006. And then what they said in the Treehouse Live thing was that they couldn't do what they wanted to do with the tech on the DS, so they scrapped it. Oh, my diving board's coming early.
You getting a diving board?
Yep. Here, dude, I gave you a glass. You ain't got nothing, homeboy. This will mark an end to the story arc of the first 4 2D Metroid games, which makes me so sad, but also like so incredibly happy. Mercury Steam is co-developing it with Metroid Team. Mercury Steam did Metroid Samus Returns, which I like more than you did. And it might have just been because I just wanted 2D Metroid so freaking bad.
Yeah, I feel like I was desperate for more Metroid, and specifically more 2D Metroid, that I was excited for it. And it was fine, but I kind of feel about it the way I feel about wherever he is. Link's Awakening. Like, this is a good game.
Where is he?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Where'd he go? Did my kids take him? Oh, no.
More like it was
a dead bug. Who knows? Toenail. Who knows?
I mean, Link's Awakening was basically a remake. Like, it was identical.
It was a remaster. This was a remake. Yeah.
Right. But to me, it's like they kept Metroid, whatever it's called, Return of Samus.
Right.
Again, kind of like Link's Awakening. This is a Game Boy game.
Yeah.
Like, it's tough to just say, let's remake that and be pretty faithful to it. I don't know. I just think it left a lot to be desired. This I'm very, very excited about.
This right now, assuming we were talking about this earlier, but I'm going to assume at this point that Horizon's going to come out in February, like it did 5 years ago. At
2/2/22.
2/2/28. That doesn't make any sense. 2/28/22 is what I meant to say. Anyways, this right now, of all the games that we actually have a date for this year, this, and then actually probably right below that is Axiom Verge 2.
Yeah.
This is my most anticipated. The melee counter is back from Samus Returns, along with a counter dash, so you can go.
I like that.
You also can do free aim while running, and now you can slide like Mega Man.
Yeah.
The Omega Cannon is a new item, which will go offline after you use it, and it is the only way to defeat the ME robots. Did you see this thing?
I think I'd stopped watching by then.
Okay, so they went in and they got this thing. Once you get the Omega Cannon like upgrade, you can't shoot at all. So then they got the upgrade. They went back through the door, went over here. The ME robot saw them. It comes at them. They go. It kind of goes into a cutscene where it's slowly walking towards you, and it's like Sam says, and then right before it gets you go, and the thing's just. It was so cool. It does take place on a new planet. They said it was CR something, whatever. I don't know. Once the ME robot sees Samus, it will pursue you. There's a different robot in every area or region. Samus can use a phantom cloak to keep her hidden. I assume you don't have that from the beginning. But I assume it's an early upgrade.
I feel like it's probably pretty early, but not from the beginning. Yeah.
There will be new power-ups like the spider magnet. Just seeing that in practice, like going or grabbing onto something and like pulling it down.
Yeah.
So cool. There are map markers.
I love the map in general, but like the mini map.
Yeah.
It's just so responsive. Like you see like in real time
just
exactly
squares.
where you are.
Yeah.
You see like the terrain. Like I was a big fan of the map.
And the markers though.
Yeah.
They did say in the Treehouse Live, there's a reason that Samus's suit is not the same suit she has in Fusion, but they didn't want to spoil anything.
But it was still like you could
her
see,
suit in Fusion was weird too.
But you could see like the weird little, almost look like ligament, like that still kind of looked like the Fusion suit.
Do I have to play Fusion before this comes out on my Pi?
I don't know that you have to, but it's a good game. I think you probably should. It's 2D Metroid. It's just a little bit more hand-holdy, where they're like, go
now
there.
Go
and they
over
tell
here.
you on the map where to go. But it's still, you get there and you got to figure out, well, I can't get there. What do I got to do? What if I go over here? Oh, here's this new item now I can do.
Right.
You know, it's still Metroid. It's just they're like, hey, go there now.
Yeah.
Okay, now go there. But it's still Metroid. I would definitely play it.
And then there's the pixel doors. Whenever you get to a pixel door, it's going to let you into one of the new like areas. Yeah, I said it earlier, but I we'll get to it when we go over our predictions. But even in my wildest dreams, I would not have thought they would do this, and it would be out this freaking year.
Yeah. Well, I feel like when Samus Returns was announced, it was kind of like this. It was like, hey, guess what? Samus Returns is coming, and it'll be out in a few months.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But again, like it's just it's Nintendo, so I just assume they're going to F it up. But like this one announcement, obviously. It's even better to me than what we saw at the end of this Nintendo Direct. I'll say that.
It's at least more, I don't know, tangible or something. Like,
yeah,
this is a game. It exists right now.
Actually coming.
This is what it looked like.
And Jeff Keighley tweeted that he thinks it's already done because if you go to Nintendo's page, it says it's ready for down. Like when you go to like the game info, whatever, it's 6.9 gigabytes. So they're like, it's done.
Wow.
So I am so happy. My number one announcement from E3 is Metroid Dread, even though I don't like the name. Metroid 5 would have, if they just called it Metroid 5. And they did also say, yeah, Metroid Prime 4 is coming, but here's this. So,
like, I was not expecting to really hear or see anything about Prime 4. I'm kind of just happy they mentioned it. Like,
I thought we would get a Breath of the
still
Wild 2
coming.
like initial teaser thing is what I thought. But
yeah.
But at least they said, yeah, they're still actually working on
Right, they've at least
stupid effing
acknowledged
game.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got another Just Dance 2022 trailer. Also, Cruisin' Blast is coming out this fall.
Never heard of it.
No, but it's a cruising game, and they
No,
said
I know.
it's-
I had just
but
never
they
heard-
said it's an arcade.
That's
game?
what I'm saying. Apparently,
Yeah.
it already exists. I had just never heard of it.
Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Kakarot is coming out September 24th. Don't care. Didn't care. Still don't care. Mario Golf Super Rush got a modes trailer, and there will be free updates coming in the future. So your hype level for this is like ridiculous, right?
I think baseball is right up there, but Mario Golf has always been my favorite Mario sports game. Other than, Mario Kart. I don't know if you want to count that, but like, I've always loved. I guess Mario. There haven't really been that many Mario Golf games. There was like golf on the NES, and then there was NES Open, which was kind of the same thing. Then there was Mario Golf. It may have literally just been called Mario Golf. I don't remember, on GBA.
Okay.
That was awesome. I loved it. So it seems like there's been so many iterations of it, but I think this is only the second true Mario Golf game. I think it looks super fun. I cannot wait for it.
Next, we got another Monster Hunter Stories 2 trailer. So three. It felt like 7, but it was 3. And then they friggin' broke the internet and said that friggin' WarioWare Get It Together is out September 10th. And it will have 2-player co-op. What the hell? I've never played WarioWare.
I haven't either, but I've played games like it, and I love.
It's just a bunch of mini games, right?
Like micro games. Like they're short little,
like cut off Apollo's armpit hair or whatever they show.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. I think it would make for some fun Let's Plays, especially with 2-player mode.
Nintendo, man, okay. Shin Megami Tensei 5 is out November 12th, and it is a Switch exclusive. Danganronpa Decadence is coming to Switch, and also all 4 games, whatever they are, will be available individually. Now, this one confused me. It's also coming to PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, but Fatal Frame Maiden of Blackwater is coming out this year. Is this a new game or a re-release of another Fatal Frame game?
I assume it's new, but I don't know. Maybe not.
It looked super old, but it might just be...
It's like Fatal Frame. I remember, I never played it, but I remember the original Fatal Frame, which I think was like PS2. Like it was very Silent Hills-y and
Yankees
like, survival horror kind of thing. But it worked back then.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is supposed to be a horror game, like scary. It doesn't.
It didn't look scary.
No, like it. And I don't understand if it's not a scary like horror game. I don't understand the point of it. It's like Pokemon Snap, but slightly scarier. Like I don't understand. I think Fatal Frame, it's a cool concept, but not in this kind of style.
Also, Switch is finally getting Doom Eternal Ancient Gods Part 1 DLC. It's out right now. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 is out June 25th. Strange Brigade, some game called that, is out today. Mario plus Rabbids got another trailer. Advance Wars comes... Did you ever play Advance Wars?
Mm-mm.
Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp is out December 3rd. People love Advance Wars. I know, like, Greg Miller and a couple other people are going crazy. I've never played Advance Wars. It looks like another kind of strategy tactical thing that it's not for me, but people freaking love this, so good for them. Then we got to the grand finale, and there was a lot of grand finale.
I love how they just flat out lied.
Yeah.
Like, and this will be the last thing we're showing. Like, flat out, this will be the last thing. And then they show it, here's more. Like, you're not even... it's just... I mean, I'm glad there was more, but, like... that's just so stupid.
It's Nintendo. But also, as soon as they said, this is the last thing we're going to show, and it's Aonuma up there, and they start with Age of Calamity, I'm like... I texted Sean or I teamed him or whatever. And I was like, there's no way. They are not. I know it's... In my mind, I'm like, I know it's Nintendo, and they screw us over every freaking time. But there's no way. So they first led off with the Age of Calamity DLC trailer. The DLC is out June 18th. Cool. Then they did another trailer for Skyward Sword HD. Cool. Oh, yeah, I got to get that. Ah, dang.
Ah, dang. When is that coming out?
David.
Like
July 12th or 25th. One of those. This was the first cool thing. We're not going to get, like Sean said, this is the closest thing to a Zelda All-Stars we're going to get. Zelda Game & Watch was announced coming out November 12th. It includes Zelda 1, Zelda 2, and Link's Awakening, the Game Boy version, along with a playable clock and timer and whatever the other... I didn't write it down because I didn't even care what that thing is.
So I wouldn't say this was like my wildest dreams by any stretch of the imagination, but I remember thinking when they came out with like the Mario Game & Watch thing, I'm like...
But that was just Mario 1, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And I'm
like, this would be so cool if they did that for Zelda. And I was just expecting... I mean, I wasn't even expecting
Zelda
1. But I'm like, maybe do one for Zelda 1.
Yeah.
So this is pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with this.
I don't need this.
No. Nobody needs it.
But...
Just being able to play Zelda... Oh, I'll absolutely buy it. I can't wait. But yeah, I mean, that's
maybe I'll finally beat 2 if there's...
This is what this is. They're not even acknowledging that this is all because of the Zelda anniversary. I think it's just...
They said something about the anniversry, didn't they? Or was that just for friggin' Monkey Ball?
I don't remember. Maybe they did.
God,
but like...
Fucking Nintendo.
I mean... between ending with Age of Calamity, Skyward Sword, Game & Watch, and upcoming... Like, clearly, this is all because of the anniversary. Yes. But it's like, they're not even really playing it out.
No, but like everything with Mario was like Super Mario 35. Like, they had the logo. Like,
I know.
I don't get it. Like, I'm not going to say that Zelda is as important to Nintendo as Mario is. But it is. You know, like...
But it's more well-known than Sonic. More well-liked.
All right. And then... Aonuma comes back and he's like, but one more thing. By the way, when he was pulling something out of his pocket, I was like, it's going to be stupid Skyward Sword, the Joy-Con crap. And then he was like, Game & Watch. And I was like, oh. We got a Breath of the Wild sequel trailer. By the way, we got a tweet while we were recording that, okay, James says they did mention the anniversary.
Okay.
We got a tweet during it that Nintendo knows the name of the game, but they're not going to reveal it because it would give away too much about what the game is about. Well, then you can't say the game. You can't even say the name before it comes out because what does it matter if you say it now or then?
Like Breath of the Wild meant nothing.
Right.
It kind of gives you the whatever of like, ooh, it's just open world, Breath of the Wild. But like, it meant nothing.
They should just call it Breath of the Sky. All right, so we get a trailer finally with some actual gameplay. Breath of the Wild sequel is, god dang it, aiming for a 2022 release. 2022.
I hate that.
Like I said, it doesn't have a name. So based on the trailer, we see Calamity. We see flashes of stuff. The Calamity goes up Link's arm. Link's arm apparently becomes like a Mega Man arm. That gives him rune powers. He can throw big balls with spikes, and he can have a flamethrower. And
yeah,
it looks
like
he can.
Did he go Mega Man with that flamethrower, or was that a weapon he was holding? Or
no, I think it was his arm.
Speaking of flamethrower,
it was his arm. But so I wonder, like, I do wonder this time if his rune powers are going, or we'll get to that in a second. If the playable characters' rune powers are going to be more action, like I get vibes of like Oracle of Ages versus Oracle of Seasons. I almost wonder if this one is going to be more focused on action, because Breath of the Wild was super focused on puzzles with 120 shrines, and even the divine beasts were very puzzle focused and stuff. And the combat was just in the open world. I wonder if your powers are going to be more focused on the combat, but I don't know.
So I'm glad we finally saw something. I don't really know. I will always be excited for more Zelda.
Yes.
But it does seem like it's very much more Breath of the Wild. For better or for worse, it's more Breath of the Wild.
We didn't see a sword break.
We didn't, no. And at least you never saw him wielding like a stick.
That's what I went back and watched it a couple times, yeah.
Yeah, but like, I'm sure it'll all be explained, but like, he loses, I was going to say, why doesn't he have the Master Sword? But he loses it in every single game.
Because his arm ate it.
So I don't know. I'm hoping maybe with the arm thing, that it's kind of, I guess, kind of like Mega Man, where like,
yeah,
maybe there's dungeons, and maybe after one of the dungeons you get a flamethrower modification, and after another dungeon you get maybe a hook shot
through the.
Maybe you get
or
maybe
you can the teleport through the rock thing.
Right. Maybe there's also not items per se, but maybe you upgrade your arm throughout, and it's
so
the equivalent.
Here for that. Give me 8 dungeons where you get 8 new powers for your stupid freaking like decrepit arm thing. Like,
yeah.
I'm simultaneously so excited for this, and also so like they're gonna just piss me off.
Yeah.
So the castle rises up, all the calamity and everything. They said that the adventure contains the skies above Hyrule, whatever that means.
There's sure so many. It'll all be explained, but like, why are there all these like islands floating above high? Like, I get he raised the castle, but where did all this other crap come from? That wasn't there before.
Right.
Oh, they just like flew in from elsewhere, and now
so
like
Justin Davis had a tweet where he was looking at the part where he's in the new trailer, whoever he is standing there looking down at like the big mushroom tree things, and then he did a side by side with whatever that area was, Skarsgård or whatever.
Alexander,
an actor, yeah, of the mushroom trees in Breath of the Wild, and how he's like, I need somebody to like analyze this and see if it's the actual same area, and then part of this is raised up. So what he's thinking is part of the areas may have whatever the Calamity's doing has turned part of Hyrule into like Skyloft or something. I don't know.
But all of the sky stuff looked, I won't say completely different, but like it almost looked kind of like Japanese-ish, like with some of the little, I don't know, arches, whatever you want to call it. Like all the architecture and stuff looked totally. It didn't look like it was just Hyrule, but pieces got pulled up. Like it just looked like a totally different world. And all of a sudden, all these islands, like Pandora, just kind of like flew in.
Well, but also Link looks. The lead up to this game is going to be like the lead up to Metal Gear Solid 5.
I'm here for it. I'm already excited. Like, I'm glad we saw something. I think it's going to be fun. That's always one of my all the rumors and stuff about Ocarina more when it after it came out.
Yeah.
Can you get the Triforce?
Right.
I love it. I live for that.
So
stuff.
I will say right now,
I'm excited for all the build up to this game, but I hope it's not just
Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah.
Go to YouTube, look up ZELTIK and subscribe. Because you're going to want to watch every video he's going to put out for the next 2 years until this stupid game comes out. There's so many theories going crazy right now. There are theories saying that there's multiple timelines. There's theories saying that Link, when he's falling with the weird hair and the arm, is actually Ganondorf. There's theories saying that you actually, when Link is on the ground, you actually play as Zelda. You don't ever see Link's face in any gameplay. So, but I mean, it's whatever. I think that's stretching it, because if you just play a third-person action game, 9 times out of 10, you are behind your character. So I don't think that's really anything, but it might be. Also, I do... The other theory is, Ganondorf up here, Link here, and then Zelda is down here. I don't know if that's true. I can't imagine you'd play as Ganondorf, but who friggin' knows?
No.
I think we're finally going to play Zelda. I do. Something about this, I
think there may be in Spider-Man where sometimes you control Mary Jane.
Oh God, please God, don't do that.
I'm just saying. I think it could be things like that where there's portions where you control her, but she's not the main character or even a set. Maybe you do some shrines or puzzles as Zelda, but I don't think you. I think that would be the extent of it.
But I mean, she's heavily playable in the friggin' Age of Calamity, so I don't know. I wish this game... I wish this trailer showed more about the game. We still don't know what the hell... And I don't even mean story-wise. I just want to know, am I going to be fighting people with a friggin' branch and a leaf? Or am I just going to be what I want is this game to open up and there's a cave and I walk in and I get a sword and he said, it's dangerous to go alone, take this. That's how Breath of the Wild should have started.
Oh, wait, nope. That says it's a secret to everybody.
But it's the same game. But that's how Breath of the Wild should have started. All the key art and everything was the homages to the original Legend of Zelda. That's how that should have started. Not with Link going here's a tree, I'm going to kick it, and I got a branch, but I don't know. This is still top 3 2022 most anticipated games for me, but I'm until I know if they fix the things I did not like about Breath of the Wild, I think this would jump ahead of God of War 2 for me, honestly, and Elden Ring and whatever else. If we have actual dungeons, we don't have breakable weapons.
I would almost be happy with either of those. I would love to get both. If we get one of those,
I would rather have non-breakable weapons. If I could only pick one, that's what I would
too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, for me, I'm happy we didn't see Pokemon, Animal Crossing, Splatoon, or Fire Emblem at this freaking Nintendo Direct. So because of that, to me, they won E3. Sean, who do you think won E3?
Personally, Nintendo. From a larger, the people, I'm sure people will probably say it's Xbox.
The people. It's about the
people. The people. Probably Xbox. I think it's Nintendo.
I think it's Nintendo with a bullet. I think even
I think Xbox was more quantity over quality. There's nothing where they're what we kind of there's nothing for Xbox that really. We saw Starfield, but okay, we knew it was coming. We figured we'd probably see it, and we didn't really see anything.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. Xbox showed a lot. At least Nintendo surprised us with Metroid.
Yes.
That's the thing. There were very few across all of E3. There were very few surprises, like unexpected announcements. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm struggling to think of any besides Metroid at the moment.
Right.
So,
I think Nintendo
easily won, but
yeah,
I could see people saying Xbox.
Yeah. It's Nintendo. All right, it's been a long podcast, so let's get our E3 prediction.
I don't know if I got
don't.
any. Okay, well, I thought we were going there.
No, I don't want you to look though.
Okay.
Okay, Jake.
I'm not looking. I feel like I got like 1 point, maybe.
How did we do on our E3
and of course,
predictions?
not even a single mention of Switch Online. I still hate Nintendo.
Or Donkey Kong.
Well, yeah, but that was kind of a shot in the dark. But like,
no, I didn't think it was. I thought you nailed it. Actually,
yeah.
Sorry.
Oh well.
When's his anniversary? So we can ignore that too. All right. E3 predictions. My first prediction was Kojima unveils what he's working on at Summer Game Fest with Jeff Keighley, and he's still with Sony. I get
half point.
1 full.
He didn't reveal what he's working on next, and he also didn't say he's still with Sony. He just said he's working on something.
No!
More information in the future.
What he's working on next is Death Stranding's director's cut.
Death Stranding's director's cut.
Death Stranding's director's cut. And he had a freaking PlayStation Studios logo. 1 point.
Fine. I mean, I'm not winning anyway, so take your whole point.
Number 2, Portal VR game announced out this fall.
1 whole point.
0. We didn't even talk about the PC game show because nobody cares. Number 3, this was my Nintendo catch-all prediction. Mario Odyssey 2 or a new 2D Mario game with a new art style.
Nope.
Some Metroid release this year. Prime 4 trailer, new F-Zero. 1/4 point.
I'll give you a quarter.
Capcom. They will reveal... you're going to fight me on this, but I won either way, so it doesn't matter. Capcom reveals Resident Evil Village DLC.
They didn't.
They reveal they're working on it.
We knew that.
No, we didn't. No, we actually didn't.
We did not know there was DLC coming
No.
for...
Officially, no. Like, in all seriousness, no. But I mean, you could take the quarter. I'm going to win anyway.
I mean, I don't need the point. I mean, I do, but I'm not saying I deserve the point.
I also said they would have teasers for RE4 Remake and Street Fighter 6. And then my final prediction was Final Fantasy VII Remake hits Xbox Holiday 2021. Final Fantasy 16 is out this year. So I have scored
1 1/4.
1 7/12 points because I had to add a third and a fourth. Sean's predictions. Kojima teaser for new horror game. N64. I'm so pissed. Freaking. N64 and GBA games on Switch Online. I had an addendum to your prediction that if that happens, it'll be a Switch Pro exclusive. Sean, Halo is out this year. New gameplay looks awesome. I gave you that.
Okay.
Craig shows up.
2/3 of a point.
2/3 of a point.
So it's 1 7/12 to 2/3.
Number 4, a new 2D Donkey Kong Country game is announced where you don't play Donkey Kong, 0. And also Final Fantasy 16 out this year, 0 points. So by my scoring, I either won 1 7/12 points to 2/3 points or 1 1/4 points to 2/3 points. Either
You
way,
beat me by less than 1 point.
That is correct. That's how this always goes.
You beat me by 11/12 of a point.
That's how this always goes. Thank you, James. He said I should get half a point.
For what?
For the Village. Because they never said that they were actually doing DLC. Now, they did reveal that they are working on the DLC.
It doesn't matter.
Thank you, James. I won either
Even
way.
with your point.
I mean, I think last year you won like 1/4 to 0. So, or probably not 2 years ago. But Oh, ladies and gentlemen, there's no wrap up. That is it for episode 238 of the Two Player Co-op podcast. This, like I tweeted
3
today,
hours.
this along with our E3 predictions, other than the Game of the Year stuff, is my favorite time to record, and I love doing these episodes. And we got a little silly and a little, but thank you for being here. We'll be back next week, I assume, for episode 239. But yeah, comments below.
Yeah,
Do all the comments.
as always.
Do all the comments. But until 239, Sean, go ahead and take us out.
Thank you for playing.